What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Nerd Theory Monday here. We're glad to be here, but we don't have too much news to talk about. So we're going to shoot the shit a little bit on
Luke
some stuff that's been
Skywalker's
going
evil.
on. Yeah. What, are you bought by Disney now?
He got dark side in him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Yeah, you know, and the funny thing is I usually like the From a Certain Point of View books. I like them. They're, you know, a lot of them have really cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was stupid.
Dude, I remember being hyped up for like every Star Wars book. Do you remember that time?
I remember that.
When like literally every Star Wars book that came out and like I couldn't like stop, bro. I read so many of those Lucasfilm Star Wars books back in the day and stuff, and just remember like being excited about the announcements and just being so into it.
Yeah.
Damn, that's changed, you know?
I know, man. It's unfortunate. But yeah, for those who don't know, my video today was about how Disney's created this new idea. So there are these books called Certain Point of View, and they kind of go through, like, the first one was A New Hope, then they did The Empire Strikes Back. Now they're doing Return of the Jedi soon for the 40th anniversary. And one of the things that was, not leaked, but talked about in this article was that Disney and Lucasfilm have now made it so that Obi-Wan never told Luke about Darth Vader being his father because Obi-Wan was afraid of Luke's dark side. And like, to that, I thought that was just quite ridiculous because, first of all, that's not ever what George wanted. That's never something George said was the case. Obi-Wan didn't tell Luke about Vader being his dad because he didn't want him to be conflicted with being able to defeat him, being able to fight him, and being able to train. So I don't like when they interject these kinds of things into the story that George had created. I like more so stuff like, let's say, you know, there was a dream sequence that Vader had where it was Anakin and Luke fighting the Emperor. That's cool. That's dope. That was him in his meditation chamber, right? There was another one, an instance where Yoda's cloak that he has in Return of the Jedi is actually, his blanket is actually Qui-Gon's cloak. I love that too. I thought that was really cute. But interjecting like key characters and changing reasons as to why they didn't say this or that, which are very major things, like why he didn't tell Luke about his dad, to me is just bogus. I think it's just really ridiculous that they would force something in there like that. No pun intended. You know, we have to remember this is George's story, and we have to stick really true to his characters and what he had intended, not change stuff around that's really major like that. So, but hey, it's the books. I don't think Dave Filoni really gives a shit about the books. So
He sure doesn't, dude.
or the comics. So whatever.
Yeah. Yo, I have a couple questions about this though. So first of all, I agree with you that, I mean, like frankly, like when are they going to learn to just stop touching Luke? Because I don't think that's ever going to work out in a good way. And I feel like that lesson should be apparent. And like you said, like you can do all sorts of cutesy things, you know, with additional tie-ins and fun, cool stuff. But like, you know, touching a fundamental aspect of Star Wars, like Luke Skywalker without, you know, George or without Dave feels really weird. But I will say to this exact point, it kind of gets me thinking because frankly, I do think that Luke could have gone to the dark side. Not to say that he's got a dark side in the same way that Anakin did. But I think that Luke is very much capable of going to the dark side. And I think, I can't remember if it was John or Dave, but they've talked about this in an interview before where they said like, that was the whole idea of like George putting him in black, even in the film, was like, he wanted to evoke that possibility of Luke actually going to the dark side. And it's one of those things, like, it reminds me of the expression of like, without doubt, you're actually like, faith can't really exist, because if you don't have doubt and you have faith, then it's really just a convenience, right? It's like, oh shit, well, like, yeah, of course, like I feel this way, I have faith. But the doubt is what actually makes it like a labor, an actual act of faith, right? Is like, oh shit, like I have doubt, but I'm going to choose to have faith. So do you think that it's possible that this interpretation is Kenobi? Because like I didn't read the passage, I don't know exactly what they say, but is it possible that like that's what this is talking about? Like not necessarily Luke's specific dark side, but more like the dark side itself?
No, they were legitimately saying that like because Luke has a dark side, that this is one of the reasons why Yoda and Ben said that there is another in Leia, because Leia apparently doesn't have the dark side or whatever. It's like another instance of Luke is bad, Luke has the dark side. It's like, dude, yeah, all the Skywalkers have the dark side. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, everybody has the
Everyone's got the
possibility. Yeah.
yeah, but to go in there and change this monumental question of, oh my God, Yoda, Obi-Wan lied to Luke, and it's all about from a certain point of view. It's because he didn't want to be conflicted. It's because he wanted to have a straight head when he's going into training and not be like, oh my God, I'm going to fight my dad.
Do you think Ben thought Vader would tell him?
No.
Yeah, because isn't there like, and I'm kind of not remembering
think so.
exactly, but I believe like Ben's kind of remorseful, like he's almost like, ah shit, he told you, like in when he goes to Dagobah to watch Yoda die. Doesn't he like have somewhat of a conversation where like, because he says from a certain point of view what I told you was true, and Luke's literally like, a certain point of view, you know?
Yeah.
I just imagine like how wild would that should have been if like Luke actually killed him, and then Obi-Wan was like, oh, by the way, that's your dad, and then Luke's like, no, I'm dark side, you know, like that.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like, why didn't you tell me? And like that was already addressed in the movie. It's like, well, he would have just told him right then and there, be like, well, because you have the dark side, and I was afraid you'd turn to the dark side. It's like, no, he never even said that. So why are you changing stuff around?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, man. Pretty interesting. But yeah, they keep kind of going back to that well with Luke and kind of tampering. Like I said, I didn't read it exactly, so I don't know how it is interpreted.
Ass love. What are you talking about? That's literally what they say. Why are you shilling out for Disney, man? What are you doing?
He says you read it wrong.
Hey, well,
I bet he didn't even read it.
Yeah, why don't you go and read it yourself? Thanks, ass love. I hope Ahsoka is good. So tired of disappointment. Me too. I hope it's going to be really great.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of getting the feeling, bro, and you probably
a lot of Disney shills in the chat tonight.
I bet you probably have this feeling as well. And I'm at the place now where like I'm actually getting really excited for Ahsoka. I feel like it is going to be awesome, but I'm a little bit worried that it might not do as well because like just kind of looking at the buzz out there and kind of seeing, you know, where people are at with it. Like we just had all these Empire, you know, magazine covers today, or like the photos or whatever. I thought they were fantastic. I think they look awesome. I didn't really see too much buzz about it. You know, they're doing a lot of little TV spots here and there, but it doesn't seem to be, you know, kind of popping. There doesn't seem to be a lot of discussion about it. So I'm curious, like that would be a funny spot. Like, what if I end up in the exact spot that the Andor fans were at, where like nobody's watching this show, but I'm like, yo, this is it. Like this
we're gonna be those guys now.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. The other shoe's about to drop.
Yeah, but look, I think it's going to be pretty good. And I just have a hard time thinking that anything Dave would make, especially with something he cares about so much as Ahsoka, is going to be shit.
Bro, it looks incredible. Like, it just straight up looks incredible from everything I've seen. I also heard that Dave did previs animations for the whole show before he shot anything.
Well,
I wonder if they'll talk about that, because, like, that would be incredible.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Probably, yeah, like
gives him an outline.
But it's like so good, especially because it's his wheelhouse. So like he could be very specific within that software and like editing that. And then when he gets on set, it's more like, how do we recreate, you know, what I have done in here? So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. As for the news in Star Wars, isn't too much going on. You said Natalie Portman's getting a divorce.
I did. That was meant for private conversation, but yes.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Natalie Portman. Look, all of you simps in the chat, you now have a chance. Apparently, Natalie Portman and her longtime husband are divorcing, and I think she even made a statement where she's like, "I'm just trying to embrace all these wild Star Wars fans that love the prequels." So,
yeah, she's like, you know what? I think I just I love Hayden, and I just want to make that a real thing. And yeah, so screw Thor, screw everyone else. What would you do for love?
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, Natalie Portman got to work. I will say there's another kind of funny thing that happened where apparently they're done. The theatrical run of the new Indiana Jones movie is over. And this movie made less money than Solo: A Star Wars Story in the theaters. And the reason that's so funny is because remember when Kathy said that like the reason Solo bombed was because they didn't bring Harrison Ford and do the deep fake. Yeah. And so they turn around and do Harrison Ford with the deep fake and it bombs worse. Like it's unbelievable, dude.
And they probably didn't have to spend as much money as they did on Solo because they redid it twice.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Well, when Ron Howard came in, he just took what they had and reworked it. So that's like why they hired him. And he actually did, from what I understand, like a pretty fair job of like patching it all together. But yeah, they didn't like reshoot the whole movie, you know. And for Indiana Jones, I mean, I think the de-aging and a lot of the reshoots ended up costing them like the number supposedly is 300 million.
Wow.
So that's Indy? Just for production. Yeah, just for production. So you're looking at probably another 100 million in marketing. I think it's probably 150 million. Yeah.
I think Solo was 500, wasn't it? Because they had to do reshoots or like redo the whole thing.
No. I bet Solo didn't even get to 300 million total cost. Let's see. Solo: A Star Wars Story production costs.
75 mil.
It says, yeah, the film's budget was estimated to be at least 250. Okay, so yeah, 250. I mean, that's absurd, right? 250 is crazy, but spoiler alert, that's what they spent on Andor. That's what they spent on Secret Invasion, dude.
Yeah, how was that? I heard it sucked.
Dude, it was bad. It was really bad. Like they spent like $211 million on this show. It's the most unremarkable piece of trash they've done in a long time. It literally kind of makes She-Hulk look good. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, wasn't the She-Hulk lady mad? She's mad at Bob Iger. I saw she said something.
Oh yeah, no, she made some comments about the strike or whatever, but yeah, the strike's wild, man. Like, I don't know when this shit's gonna end. Like, it feels bad. Like, I don't think it's gonna get resolved anytime soon, man.
Yeah, that's crazy that Indy didn't make freaking profit. Damn.
Oh yeah, no, it's one of the biggest bombs in the history of Disney. So that's why, like, I was arguing, bro. I know it's crazy. I was arguing with some people on Twitter. Yeah, but people don't care. Like, that mentality is just not a thing anymore. Where like the consumers are too smart. Like they sniff out bullshit and they sniff out like what's going to be good. I think like Secret Invasion is a great example of that because like they market it in all these different ways. It's a show with Sam Jackson, and yet Marvel fans were pretty sure it wasn't going to be it. Like its viewership numbers are horrible, bro. Like,
do you think the strike will last way into the new year?
I don't even see over I literally am like, is this shit just going to go on forever? I asked some people on Twitter about this. Apparently at some point the government would get involved. I don't even know what that means, but yeah, I mean, this is crazy. Like it's pretty wild. And
I support the strikes, man. I support them.
Well, look, I support people getting paid a fair wage. I support people like, being able to provide for themselves. I just think that like, I don't know how this fits together because it seems like none of these streaming services can actually make money. And if they can't even make money now and they're going to be forced to pay royalties the same way that like a network does, because that's what this is. I think a big part of this is network royalties, because Netflix pays a licensing fee and then the company that holds the rights, like Warner Brothers or whatever, produces the stuff. They pay royalties based off of the licensing fee. So it's like way less money. That's why you're seeing all these actors like with their checks for like $1.50 from like some show that's on Netflix or whatever. Yeah. So like, but the thing is, if Netflix turns around and pays royalties, bro, they already can't make money. So like, how are they going to make?
I think it's fairly easy, but I mean, maybe I don't know much, but I would just say that they don't have to pay them up front as much. You either choose one or the other. You get like a big payout for your work, or you get the royalties. Pick your option.
Yeah, but that's like the thing. I think that option existed just because Netflix would only pay out front. So, like for instance, The Rock is actually going to take home the biggest upfront payday I think of all time for the next Red movie, Red 2 or whatever. Or is it Red? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, something like that.
Red Notice maybe or something like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
like the point
How
is like
much,
that's
dude?
it's
Because he
huge.
he was he was talking about when he did the Disney movie, Jungle
Jungle
Coast
Cruise.
or Jungle Cruise, how that was the biggest payday of his career. He's like,
But
"This
that
is the
was probably
biggest
based on
contract of my
points.
career." Blah blah
Yeah, but he was probably getting points, back end producer, like all kinds of stuff.
blah.
I think Netflix, like you said, they don't do that. So they just give you a chunk of money. So they probably just give him like 50 million. Just like bad. Yeah. And then there you go. But like
50 million, dude. No one even knows what like Red Notice is or whatever it's called. It's not like he's James Bond. What is this?
dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that movie was watched an insane amount of times. The first one.
I never even saw it. What is Red Notice?
It's
It's
cool.
like with,
It's
with
cool. It
it's
had
with
like
Gal
Gal
Gadot
Gadot, yeah,
and
Ryan Reynolds or whatever. Bro, that's the same. But see, like, okay, I think what you're talking about right now is a little bit of bias because, like, we talk about shows like Kenobi, we talk about shows like Ahsoka, right? And we're talking about like 5 million viewers per at the high end, right? But CIS whatever does like 15 to 20 million per. You know what I mean? So like there's different levels to the game. And I think that like there's a lot of stuff that is like a tastemakers thing that like exists on the West and the East Coast that gets like barely the views that a big show gets on network, but it like drives conversation. It like drives culture. You know what I mean? So it's a similar thing with Netflix. Like how many people watch Squid Games? Like Squid Game is probably
I'm reading it right now. It's
crazy.
328.8 million viewing hours for Red Notice, 282 million viewing hours. Currently, 50% of all Netflix subscribers around the world have viewed Red Notice.
That's absurd.
9.8 million households in its first 30 days of release. So 9.8 million views. That's not
In
worth a
30
$50
days.
million contract. Yeah, but I mean, there are fan films that do that.
A fan film that does. Wait,
10
what's the
million
number
views in a
again?
month? 9.8 million views.
9.8 million households.
Households in the first 30 days. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly equivalent to views, but yeah, that's
Well,
solid.
I mean, they got one Netflix account, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know how that structure happens with paying out actors for Netflix stuff. Like didn't they pay Ryan Johnson like 200 million for Onion or Knives Out or whatever, Knives Out Onion or whatever it's called?
Yeah. But dude, like you're talking about a company that I think cash flows at over $1 billion a month.
Yeah, for sure.
So
But they're
like
in debt apparently. Same with all these streaming services. Like
yeah, they're in debt, but they're cash flowing. Like, dude, you can keep the lights on as long as there's cash coming through. Like, you can keep the lights on for a while, especially like Netflix has cornered a big part of the market where they're way bigger than everybody else, including Disney. Disney's like the closest. Disney's not even close to profitability. And Netflix just has that market share, right? So, like, I think from Netflix's perspective, they're fine. Like, they can slowly increase prices, they can slowly cut costs and reach profitability. If they're, I mean, I don't know, they might even already be profitable.
Check
Let's
this.
see.
Amazon Prime Video revenue made 31.77 billion in revenue in 2021 alone. I mean, their costs must be crazy, but
yeah, that's crazy.
I would say like a quarter of that is what they take home. No,
Netflix profitable.
like I wonder, like, is Disney Plus even making much money?
Well, Disney Plus loses in billions a year. As of August 8th, Netflix is profitable. Okay, so apparently they're profitable as of August 8th of 2023, according to multiple sources.
Well, look, Disney Plus annual revenue 2020 to 2022. 2020 was 2.8 billion, then 21 was 5.2, then 22 was 7.4.
Mm-hmm.
It's going up.
Yeah, no, it's going up. I mean, they actually had pretty good subscriber growth. It's kind of bottomed, but they had incredible subscriber growth. That was like the whole thing, and they kind of had a bounce in their stock during that growth. But then when it plateaued and then they started shedding subscribers, like that's when everybody panicked because like they were supposed to be profitable by next year, And I think they've recently said that's probably not going to happen, and they're trying to push it back.
Yeah.
But apparently Netflix is profitable.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah,
Remember when the Clone Wars used to be on Netflix?
of course. That was
Yeah.
amazing. That was huge.
I wonder if they're going to go back to that now that Disney's thinking of renting out a lot of their franchise.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. I mean, if they can get a good price for whatever, I don't see why they wouldn't. I don't even really use Disney Plus, man. Like, do you use Disney Plus? Like,
No, I just wait for the new shows.
yeah, like I don't like other than maybe watching the Marvel movies, and like, oh, I want to
Don't
go
even
back
watch
and like
those.
watch the Marvel movies. But it's like that only really happens when there's another big movie or something coming out, right?
Yeah, my mistake was I
Um,
bought a year pass, so it's a year membership. So it's like, what's the point of canceling?
mhm. Look, my thing is after Loki season 2, which I think is in October, I'm good on Disney Plus for a while. Like I'm gonna probably unsubscribe until something comes out. Like I'm not interested in Echo. I will watch the Daredevil show next year. I'll watch like X-Men 97 and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Disney Plus is failing because of a branding issue, which is actually the opposite of Netflix. Like Netflix's branding, and I know some people disagree with this, but it just speaks internationally that Netflix is the streaming service, and everybody it just kind of feels like you have to have Netflix, and that's incredible branding, you know.
Mhm.
And people don't unsubscribe from Netflix very often, man. It's pretty wild.
No,
So
I've kept it for pretty
yeah,
much
I've
the entirety
I've
of
had it for like since it
years.
started. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy. Do you ever add up how much money you've given Netflix personally?
Ah, geez, probably like $150 a year. Times that by 10 years, probably like $1,500.
Yeah,
Roughly 1,000,
yeah,
$1,500 for 10 years.
yeah. That
I
sounds
mean,
about
it's
right.
it's not too bad
It's not too bad. I mean, especially
for 10
considering
years.
the value that
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten out of, especially like you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about,
Yeah.
like when I was in college, dude, Clone Wars, Across the Spider Verse, even The Office, like
Been great.
they had, they were loaded, man.
Yeah, it's been fun. But that's their business model is like to attract a many customers. So it's like by the millions. Like how many do they have? 300 million, some 200 million
Oh yeah, I think it's
subs.
two. I think it's between 2 and 3, and I think like Disney was trying to get to 2, and I think they're like around 160. Last I checked. But yeah, it's funny because like you were kind of talking crap on like the red notice, right? But like I think to be
Wow.
honest with you,
I just think a $50 million deal for The Rock for Red Notice is like, well, didn't Daniel Craig get like 100 million for James Bond? But that's James Bond.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Daniel Craig
I think
got,
he
but I
got
mean
100
obviously
pounds or
Obviously
100
Bond's a
euros or
great,
something.
but like dude, Rock is like one of the biggest movie stars on the planet. Like I think Rock will drive more subscribers or more. It's not even like they're going to drive subscriber growth. They might, but it's more like driving the value proposition, just making it so everybody feels like, yeah, why would I get rid of Netflix? Like at least a couple of years or a couple of times a year, they're going to put out something with Chris Hemsworth. They're going to put out something with The Rock. Like, dude, Extraction 2 was lit. Like, Extraction 2 was amazing.
Oh, I still didn't see it. Yeah.
It's incredible. So I think that honestly, the strategy of doing that with The Rock and getting those big stars to do a big actual, like, feels like a big enough action movie that you would go to the theater, but it's at home. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a way better strategy than watering down Star Wars and Marvel and piecemealing it out. Like, that shit ain't working. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, who knows?
We'll see what happens, man. What do you think Disney would have to do to get some crazy subscriptions back to get their Star Wars fans back? Because let's be real. I mean, we both know that it's definitely there is a division. There's people who love the new stuff. There's people who are really angry about it, like us.
Yeah, I think that the number of people that really love it is pretty small. Um,
It is, but they're the most loud and annoying.
they're certainly the most annoying.
Like who are you to tell me how to think about my childhood movies? It's so bizarre.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what the path forward for Disney Plus is. Honestly, like if they'd have to completely change the way they approach these shows. Like Ahsoka will be an interesting test, and I think Loki will be an interesting test. Like Loki season 2 got 80 million trailer views in a day. Like it was insane.
Oh, season 2 is out. The trailer?
No, the trailer's out. Yeah,
No
people
shit, I didn't know this.
people went bananas for that thing. Now that's across all platforms, so it's like not just YouTube, you know, because like now people's shit's pretty spread out. But that's a record for Disney, and it looks like there's an incredible amount of interest in Loki. But it's like Loki, it's so weird that like if they did more shows like Loki and Ahsoka, they'd probably be okay. But I don't know that the formula supports that. Like I feel like the formula supports these sort of lesser quality, like piecemeal shows. And I think that's a horrible strategy.
Yeah.
But they want the wheel. They want they want you to not be able to cancel Disney Plus. I mean, to be honest, the plot of Secret Invasion is you can't cancel Disney Plus. That's what it is. There's nothing else going on in that show other than you cannot cancel Disney Plus.
Right.
And it's not working because people are canceling. People don't care. So I think they'd have to completely change the formula and bring in some incredible television talent and like build something like House of the Dragon or like build something like truly meaningful on the
really
platform.
Special. Yeah, not just something to keep these, subscriptions running along, but you're making kind of like not great content.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I think that's probably what it would have to be. And like, dude, say what you will about Netflix, but like they gave Martin Scorsese like $1 billion to make The Irishman. You know what I mean? Like they do shill out for, big creators, and look what they're doing with Zack Snyder. You know what I mean? So
yeah, Rebel Moon. No,
yeah.
I like Netflix. I've always liked Netflix. Disney, obviously, they were my favorite company when I was a kid, but you learn stuff about them and the way they handle your favorite IPs, and you kind of wake up and you're like, oh wow, that's not what I thought.
Yeah, plus they keep pushing back the public domain on all this shit.
What do you mean?
Like all this stuff would have been in public domain already. Like no. Like a lot of the old Disney characters would be in the public domain, but they keep lobbying to Congress and basically, in my opinion, illegally pushing that back because they've had the.
You mean like Disney, like Snow White and.
Yeah.
And on top it's not even their stories. It's just stories from Europe.
Oh, I know. Yeah. And on top of that, they've also lobbied to like go crazy for like copyright shit. Like remember back in the day when you pop in a Disney VHS and it'd be like, if you copy this, we'll send you to jail for 5 years.
Yeah.
Bro, they did that. That's Disney. Like they've always been shady.
Well, there was that poor young kid who died of cancer and his parents put like Spider-Man on his tombstone and Disney made them take it off.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah.
I
wonder did they ever rectify that situation? Because I feel like that's just like
I don't know.
Look.
It's a bad look, but I don't know. Maybe they might have. Who knows? But
yeah, I don't know. I feel like Disney's like has an identity crisis right now. I feel like I honestly feel like they have lost both groups of people, like conservative and liberals. I feel like there's a lot of progressives that like just can't stand how obviously like crony capitalistic and like just treating their workers like shit and like all these different things. Like it's from a progressive perspective, like a lot of people are like, yo, that's fucked up. And then from a conservative perspective, because of all the like culture war stuff they get into, they're turning those people off too. They've like really lost their way. And I don't know what the answer is. You gotta like you gotta have a turning point.
Here's what I think is going to happen. I think the strike will continue. I think eventually it'll go to a point where AI is going to become so powerful that regular YouTubers will start to just use it to their benefit and create the stories that these multi-billion-dollar studios aren't making, but they could be making.
Yeah.
And then eventually people will start to realize, oh, maybe this is what people actually want when these studios are looking at these independent people like YouTubers or whoever it might be, Kickstarters or whatever, Patreon people. And they're like, oh my God, they're making these really amazing projects with like nothing at all. And they will start to realize that it's really about story and character development, whereas people don't care so much about all the other crap that they're trying to push and just filling up air. filling up random spots. Like these TV shows, I think, are really the problem. I think we didn't have this issue with movies. I think
Yeah.
once streaming all started to come into the forefront, things really started to take a bit of a backseat in terms of character development and all this, because then you're now having a show where you have to stretch out the story and add in so much unimportant stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of truth in that. I really think that Disney Plus specifically and their strategy with their big IPs was a huge mistake. But, if you think about it,
Yeah.
Star Wars in particular had problems before the shows. They had the movie problems,
Yeah, you're right.
So it's
You're
like
right. There's The
it's
Boys, there's HBO, they're all
yeah.
doing great. So yeah, you got a point.
Yeah, I think it's what it really is I think it's partially the strategy from Disney to be conservative towards the content. And I don't mean politically. I mean like they wanna they don't want to rock the boat too much or change it. And they want to like keep that cash flow going. And I also think that specifically with Marvel, because it was so successful, I think that we got to a point where they changed strategy to mitigate liability. Like, one of my theories is that they stopped directly adapting certain comic book characters or certain comic book stories because they didn't want to get into a situation years down the road where they're continuing to make billions and this comic book writer sues them for like whatever, right? So, like, in a sense, they've sort of stopped like cherry picking some of the best stories. Like Secret Invasion is nothing like Secret Invasion from the comics, like in any way, shape, or
What,
form.
what Secret Invasions like? What is it about?
It's about the scroll invading Earth,
Oh,
and
those guys.
in the comics, it's about them pretending to be all the superheroes. So like there's a like who you thought was Captain America. The first one was wild. It was actually Elektra. And they're like out on this mission, and like Elektra gets killed, and then she turns into a scroll, and they're like, dude, what the fuck? Because she had been like with them and they had no idea. So then they're like, yo, who's a scroll? Like, who can you trust? The comic's amazing, but they don't do any of that in the show. And I feel like part of that's the conservative idea. And in like even the Marvel shows themselves and the movies, right? Because like Marvel literally said, we're not going to give you an Avengers movie this next phase. We're going to introduce all these characters. We're going to meander. We're going to like really slowly push things forward. And that feels kind of like conserving the IP because if you just jump to the next Avengers and it like wasn't as good or like people rejected it, then like you've kind of rocked the whole thing. But if they can spread that out over a long time, they can
Yeah.
still cash flow off of the IP. And so basically, like I just feel like they're risk averse and they're just conserving, they're being conservative with the IP. As opposed to like taking risks, taking chances, trying to make some really like dope original content. I think that's part of the problem, I think.
And so the show, it's a show, it's not a movie.
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't hot.
Oh, no. It's very boring. Yeah. It's very boring. And I think it just completely lacks any of the juice from, Secret Invasion, the comic.
Did you do a review?
Not really. I mean, I talked about it on stream every week. I talked about it a little bit like when it was all said and done. But after episode 2, I pretty much knew what it was. Like,
Oh, geez. Okay.
I was like,
Why are
yeah,
they why are they missing so much? Like, I was so excited for Kenobi. I was so excited for Boba. Like, do you think it's just oversight or the fact that they don't know these characters or are they hiring the wrong people? Like, what's the problem?
commoditization. It's a factory. They like from the Marvel perspective, I think part of it's like, how do you create streaming content that's equivalent to the quality of the MCU movies without lessening the value of the MCU movies? And I
Yeah.
don't think you can. So I think that part of it was them literally saying, well, we'll make like a smaller version of the movies. We'll make it like kind of not as badass because we don't want to diminish what we're doing in the movie theater. And it's just a commoditization. It's like, instead of thinking like, okay, let's talk about Secret Invasion. Just from the strict perspective of storytelling, if you gave me Secret Invasion the show, I would go bananas with it. I would like
Yeah.
make it the biggest show they've ever done with all the Avengers in it. Like just crazy, like super, super dope.
Yeah.
And I think that's the mentality if you're just creating. But if you're like trying to conserve, the mentality is, how do I do a version of Secret Invasion with a limited budget, no Avengers, limited connection to the wider MCU, and we want it in 6 episodes. You know what I mean? Like the entire thought process is not creatively driven. Same thing with Star Wars. Like when they approached Kenobi, bro, they literally were like, what's the minimum amount? What's the minimum amount that we have to spend to get this show produced?
Mhm.
What's the minimum amount of rewriting that we're going to do? We'll bring in Joe B. Harold. He's going to flip this around real quick because he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like literally the whole process is a commoditization. Like they're treating it like content rather than art, right? So like the exact opposite happens in a show like House of the Dragon, where they're like, dude, we need to make something that can stand next to one of the most popular, greatest shows of all time, even though it had an absolutely horrible ending in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And we have this massive fan base that will probably only accept this level of quality. And so they go out and get like the most incredible people to spend years on it, like developing, you know, doing all this stuff. It's a totally different process. It would be like if House of the Dragon, if they were like, well, we're going to make a spin-off with half the budget. And but that's a Hollywood tactic, right? That's like the whole idea is like,
Yeah.
how can we make as much money as possible from this IP? And they're always thinking in that. So I think that's part of the problem is like Disney just basically treated it as commoditization. They treated it as content rather than art. And I think that decision making limited the ability for the true creative people to get in there and do their thing.
Yeah. I agree. What I don't agree with is comments like Star Wars member 777, who says maybe if the fans didn't get butthurt when they changed some small things from the comics. I don't think that's really the reason why anyone would get butthurt about the shows, that they change small things about the comics. What small things about the comics is my question to you. I think what fans get upset about, let's take Boba Fett, for example, is you're expecting a character, just kind of like we've all expected with Luke and Obi-Wan. You're expecting a character who has been known and who has already had some sort of a character arc. And with Boba, you know, maybe not in the movies, but in the comics for sure. And that's what really made him notorious. That this guy is a badass, and he was introduced as a major badass in The Mandalorian season 2, if you don't follow the comics at all or his backstory. And they should have continued with that, but he completely switched up and changed. And that's what people really don't like, is when you change a already established or pre-established character like Luke Skywalker and you do it off screen, or like Boba Fett or like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it's the same cookie cutter bullshit method that Disney likes to do because they're very uncreative or they're hiring uncreative people, where they have a already pre-established character that George Lucas has perfected or damn well near perfected, and then turn him into some bumbling idiot who has lost his way and lost hope and has been reduced to literally a loser. And they did this with Han Solo. They did it with Luke Skywalker. They did it with Boba Fett. They did it with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I'm just wondering, like, how many more characters do you want to destroy and have run this same sort of script where they lost themselves and now they have to find themselves again when they've already done that previously over the last 40 years of Star Wars? So I think we should be only expanding on their story rather than degrading it and regressing. So I think that's what a lot of fans are upset about.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it's a silly idea to be like fans shouldn't get butter or like fans shouldn't do this. I mean, they had all the fans in the palms of their hands, dude. Like that's what's crazy is they killed it with, you know, Force Awakens, which isn't even as good as we remember it. But like back then, bro, they had it.
Yeah.
And I think they made just a lot of really bad decisions. And I think one of them was like killing fan discourse and theories, which is so weird looking back at it. Like them saying like your Snoke theory sucks, or like her getting all butthurt about like the Luke Skywalker. I just don't understand that, because you're supposed to nurture that kind of conversation. It's very important and valuable to the brand. Yeah, I think the culture top down from Kathy was just super fucked up. And we didn't see it right away, but it eventually bared itself out that way. That's my opinion.
Yeah, we just need someone at Lucasfilm to take the reins and be like, look, enough of this shit. Let's just continue the story the way it was meant to be told. And the only person that knows how it was meant to be told is Dave Filoni. And then second in command would be Jon Favreau. I would have said, John and Dave are equal, but honestly, after the Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian season 3, I'm kind of confused with John. I don't really
Yeah, same.
know what the heck happened.
Yeah, it's like either you're not as solid as we thought, or you're not able to cut through whatever's holding you back. If that's Kathy, if
or
that's
Kathy, yeah,
like,
exactly. So I'm confused, but I still hold a lot of hope with Dave because everything he's done has been George Lucas Star Wars. There's literally no difference.
Just popped into my head, dude, which I remember. Did you ever do a video about the possibility of Mando 4 being a movie?
Yeah.
Okay. So I told you about this stuff and I was like, yo, this is like got me really excited. We haven't talked about it. Dude, I would love that. If they turned the Mandalorian season 4 into a movie, and the word is it would be directed by Dave.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're literally 2 Dave Filoni Star Wars movies that we'd be getting. Like, dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that would be really the right move. I think the shows are diluting the characters so much because you just have all these dead space moments where you have to contractually fill in 8 episodes or whatever it might be for a certain runtime. And you have to create stupid characters like Reva and the lady who, I forgot her name, Tala, who hit the clone, like who hit the stormtroopers and the hiding of Leia. Like even young Leia, the actress, I forgot her name, Elizabeth Blair or something.
Yeah, Vivian, I think.
Vivian Blair. She was laughing about it. She's like, how is no one noticing that I'm like in his cloak? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If a child understands that, who hasn't had that many years to watch Star Wars, why aren't these executives understanding it?
Dude, executives,
and it's just
bro.
No, dude, it's L after L after L. It's like, god damn, you guys are. I don't have sympathy for them with all these strikes. Like, I'm just like, you guys brought it upon yourselves. You guys probably are a bunch of greedy assholes.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. It's, and hopefully Ahsoka can be the start of something that's going to turn it around. But like, make no mistake, like they're deep in, like it's a tough spot that they're in. So,
well, they're effed.
Yeah, I mean, it's worse than I thought it could be.
Oh, dude, it's way worse than I thought it could be. I remember when I was a kid, and yeah, dude, I remember when I was young, there were like talks of George working with Disney anyways for Star Wars, of making like some Star Wars hotel. And I remember telling my dad, I must have been like a teenager. And then I remember when Disney was going to buy Star Wars. And I was so over the moon. I'm like, if there is one company that is going to take care of Star Wars, it is that one. It is Disney. And I was so excited. I was so happy about it. I'm like, yes, this is awesome. Like, oh, we're going to have the best Star Wars. Like, George is still somewhat involved. And I was 22 when that happened. And when there were talks about it, I was 21 or something, or 20. So still fairly young. And holy shit, was I wrong.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody saw it going this bad, though.
No, George didn't see it going this bad. That's why he sold his baby to what he thought was the best company, man.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, bro. Like we're in a wild place. And I think when it comes to Marvel, like they have a really weird problem because they have all these shows like Echo and Ironheart and all these shows that like by rights they should probably cancel. Because like, dude, nobody cares about that.
I don't even know what that is.
But Disney is like, I just don't see Disney like allowing them to like cancel the shows and get back on track. Like they're gonna make that stuff come out. And it's just gonna continue to water down the brand. It's like I'm really worried, dude. It's Disney is the problem. Like I think Kathy's obviously not like great at her job, and she's made many mistakes. Yeah, but I do think Disney also plays a role in like the downfall of Star Wars.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm really holding out for Ahsoka because I think it's gonna be the make it or break it. Like at this point, there's no like people are already gone. They've checked out for years, and I don't blame them, and I agree with them. I'm still holding on hope because we have guys like Dave Filoni, and we're getting some projects like Tales of the Jedi and Mandalorian that are like very Star Wars, except for Mandalorian season 3. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay, cool. Like there's still some hope. I'm still, I still got my foot in the door kind of thing. Like my toes are in the sand. Like I'm about to jump in the ocean again. But this is the one where I'm like, if Dave Filoni can't deliver this, or he's like got some sort of his hands tied behind his back as Darth Cathy is in there or Darth Disney are in there, man, I'm gonna have to really think about how I'm
I
going to
know, dude.
continue everything.
I don't even know what I would do. Like they and it's funny because we're 3 weeks away, right? And I'm staying up. I'm gonna do a watch party because I'm like that excited. But it's also like we could be marching to like
We're
off the plank. Like it's fucking
literally
crazy.
2
Like
weeks
I
until,
don't know.
I don't know. This
Yeah.
was this is a big deal. I mean, it's because it's not just another show. It's Dave Filoni.
This is the last hope for a
This
lot
is
of
my
people.
boy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So it's gonna be heartbreaking if it's trash.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I'll
yeah,
need a goddamn moment, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'll need a moment to like
yeah.
think about that. You
Collect
know?
myself and be like, holy
Yeah.
shit, what are we gonna do? Like the
Like what are we
finale of
gonna
that
do?
season, like what are we going to do?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, that would be wild. That would be wild if it ends up not being good. That would be so heartbreaking. Now, look, everything that we're hearing speaks to the counter of that. Like, there's a lot of great
Yep,
buzz behind the scenes, and it seems like
yep,
it's going to be pretty excellent. But,
yep.
we've also heard that before with Star Wars, so I can't necessarily blame people for being like, bro, like, every show, like I've had people in my chat be like, Josh, it was gonna be Kenobi, and then it was gonna be Book of Boba Fett, and then it was gonna be
Yeah,
Andor, and it's like,
I
bro,
know,
you're right, like I can't, like you're
I know.
right, like
Then we got Acolyte coming and all her.
look, I've stopped doing that with Marvel because like even before Secret Invasion, people were like, is this gonna be the one? I'm like, I don't think so. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm
I know,
even
I
at
know,
a
I
point
know, I know. I've been
where I'm
doing this for
like,
every show because I'm just like, okay, man, like they got John and Dave on this, and I'm just every time I'm like, there's moments that are really cool, but in moments of, well, I'd say like 90% garbage. I'm like, what am I watching?
I think at the end of the day, the thing to ask yourself is this worth $15 a month? Because
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
we're paying. And I don't think it's worth $15 a month currently. Like maybe Mando season 1 and 2 and Loki, and that's it. That's
yeah,
literally it. Everything
yeah,
else has disappointed, felt like homework, caused
yeah,
damage to the brand.
yeah.
It's like,
So
no, like I
frustrating.
don't like paying $15 a month to be
No.
fucking furious and question my love
Well,
of an IP, you know?
exactly. And it's like nobody loves this stuff more like guys like you and me, right? And people in the chat, well, most of the people in the chat, but it's the people who are constantly like, "Oh, you're negative, just like appreciate everything." And it's like, no, dude, you have to have standards in life. And
Mhm.
this is something that is so unbelievably important to me and in my life. And nobody can tell anybody, including me telling you or whatever, how to dictate your love for a product, especially
Yeah.
one that means something to you that you had your entire life, right? So it's like, I don't like those kind of people. And I feel like Disney brings those people out quite a bit and they really cater to those kind of people.
Well, it's funny you say that because I think part of it is that when Star Wars was blowing up the way that it did in 2015, 2016, you
Yeah.
absolutely have this influx of kind of like more touristy fans. I don't even say that very derogatively. It just is what it is. Like y'all
It
haven't
is,
been here.
dude. It is. It
Like,
is.
you know what I mean? Like, so you get these touristy fans that come in. And then if the shit changes and you start to get the hardcores to fall away, Disney's kind of relying on the tourist fans that have
Mhm.
come in to like stick around and still really enjoy it, right?
Because it doesn't mean as much to them.
Right. Right.
So they're
Yeah.
not gonna be as butthurt about little things. They're like, "Oh, cool, it's Star Wars, nice."
True. Yeah. True.
They don't
Mhm.
understand. They haven't been riding with the franchise for how many years. It's like we've been fans for what, like 25 years, 30 years
Yeah.
almost. It's like
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
there's a different level of expectation there when you're with, in a relationship with something for that many years versus, just a couple of years and you're just it's a open relationship. It's a on and off fling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
It's not the same. No, it's
yeah, you
not the
don't
same.
take it as serious. This is like a marriage.
Yep. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's fans are gonna be very expectant, and I'm tired of people saying, "Oh, they're toxic." No, we just want what we've always had, right? And it's completely been changed,
Yeah. And
and
like this
it's
is,
unfortunate.
it's unfortunate. I think part of it too for me is like I'm really like if Ahsoka is good, I'm gonna go to bat for the show super hard.
Yeah.
because that's like another aspect of it too. Is like, you know, when Andor came out, I just rejected it as Star Wars. I was like, I completely reject this as Star Wars. I cannot support this. I need to, not only as a consumer, but also as a person of, you know, whatever level of influence, I need to, like, what, like, if you felt that way, if you felt the way I would, you would use your voice. You would say, no, this is not Star Wars. You would say, I don't like this. You would do all of those things. And it's like, I needed to message at that moment that I was just like, hell no.
Yeah.
But I also am going to message just as hard the opposite way if I feel like Ahsoka is fire. If I feel like Ahsoka is the show I want, bro, I'm going to scream it from the fucking rooftops. Like, I'm going to try to tell as many people as I possibly can, this is incredible, and use, you know, whatever level of influence to get
Yeah.
as many people to give it a shot or take a chance on it as possible.
Yeah.
So it's like, what I think you and I sometimes get a bad rap because the I think the interpretation is that we're just trying to grift off of negativity, but you and I hate negativity. We would much rather be excited. We have been dragged to this place of negativity unwillingly, and we're sitting here because the stuff that's coming out is not up to our standards.
I don't
So
think
it's
we're
like,
negative. I think exactly as you said, it's just not up to our standards. And I think there are more people who are in love with Star Wars and what it used to be than people who were just accepting everything. Kind of like YouTube Andy here. This comment says, "No, Lameo, it's the fact that y'all think y'all are expert movie writers, creators, directors, producers. Lol. Not everybody is like that at all." And you're right. Not everyone is like that at all. There's quite a few people that are just like you that will accept everything and anything, no matter how good or bad it is. And we are not like that. We're much more selective. And as I said, when you've been a fan of something for decades of it at a time, which was under the creator of the said franchise, you're going to have different expectations. And so when
yeah,
something is taken and it's being milked and the characters are changing off screen like 180 turns, you're going to be raising an eyebrow and you're still going to be hopeful, but you can't help but feel hurt that
yeah,
what the hell is going on? This is, these are characters that I looked up to as a little boy. And
yeah,
anyone who has a
I,
problem with that, well, sorry, but you need to
dude.
understand how this stuff affects a lot of people.
Plus, like, I kind of reject the like the whole idea of the super chat because particularly with
It's
Star
not even a
Wars.
super chat. He didn't even send anything.
Oh, he didn't. Okay, so like to me, I feel like the idea of us being like we're all, because the implication is here is like we're these expert, you know, we have this high taste of
No,
like,
no,
but like, dude, that ain't even it. Like, Star Wars has never been that. Star Wars
no.
is not like a Kubrick movie. You know what I mean? Like, Star Wars is pulp adventure, like mythic storytelling wrapped up in a
Yeah,
sci-fi skin. Like, it's
yeah.
not that deep. It's never been that. So I don't even understand like what is this person trying to say? That like we have this expectation of Star Wars for it to be this thing that it's not. I don't think so at all. I just want it to be good adventure and to stay true to its own themes. I actually think it's super simple, and Star Wars is almost like, I think Star Wars is a simple thing to get right. I don't think it's that complicated.
No, no. And again, YouTube Andy, I think you're totally missing the mark. He says, you looked up to Boba Fett, the guy who had 2 minutes of showtime in one single movie. That was the guy you left the theater thinking about. Ha 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 ha. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, it's just a troll, but I'll bite.
no,
I'll
dude,
bite.
look, I'll bite. Yeah, for sure. So we're all about debate and talking about it. So if that's what you think, then you're really pushing and reaching for something that doesn't exist. No, there is so much lore about Boba Fett, which clearly you don't read and don't watch and don't care about because you're only looking at things from a surface level. That, oh, there's only 2 minutes of screen time. No, man, there's so much more. There's so much more. This guy had tons of comics, tons of books, and he was in a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like, he
We don't get to Mandalorians without Boba Fett. Like,
no,
Boba Fett was like,
started
and like, I,
Mandalorian.
I love this like argument from people because, like, dude, you're acting like it's just a few people that had this feeling about Boba. Why do you think Disney made the show then? Disney
Yeah,
made the show because they know motherfuckers love Boba Fett.
that's right.
With 2 minutes, he was endeared to the fans. Sometimes, by the way, that's a mysterious thing, and you don't quite understand it. But if you recognize it, it's like wrestling, and you understand that this character is over, you push him.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
like, what's this dude even talking about? 2 minutes
Yeah,
versus screen time, brother. It's obvious people love boba. That's why they made the show. The problem is they didn't just give us what we wanted. They fucked it up.
yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
Andy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's this constant theme that people have. Like, well, if you're saying something negative about it, then you're just being negative. It's like, well, why don't you actually try to listen?
Yeah.
Why don't you understand, like, where is this person coming from? Are they actually crazy and just complaining, or is there merit behind it? And I think that's where a lot of the miscommunication starts from with a lot of these different people. It's that we both all love Star Wars, just some of us have different expectations of it, and that's really the only difference, is that you don't care about it as much as I do.
Yeah,
That's
and
all.
it's and by the way, totally cool if you're like okay with mediocrity. Like that's fine, dude. Like
Yeah,
I
it's cool.
think
That's
it's
how you want to live your
absolutely
life.
cool. But I
Yeah.
think it's whack to get mad at people that don't just accept mediocrity. And
Right.
again, like
It's
bro, you're in a relationship with this content. You're paying money
yeah.
every month to get this content. You don't think you're entitled to an opinion on the quality of the content that
Well,
you're paying for?
even screw the money, but it's like this is so important to so many people. It's really like remember what Star Wars was like in the early 2000s. Remember what it was like
Mhm.
in the 90s. I can't say for the 80s or 70s because I wasn't around, but like this shit was magical. Like,
Mhm.
forget Harry Potter, and I was a huge Harry Potter fan, but this shit was absolutely magical. The Force, lightsabers, Jedi, Sith,
Why
what?
do you think Disney bought it?
For $4 billion.
Dude, they knew. They were like, "No, this is like the hottest shit. Like people love this shit."
It's Star Wars. Darth
Yeah.
Vader? Like, what? Like, come on, man. Like, this is really important stuff. This is extremely important stuff. And to some people, it's a full-on religion, and it saved their lives. There are
Yeah.
so many you have no idea the amount of people, and I'm not talking to you, Josh, I mean, just mean chat in general, but it's like, you
Mhm.
guys have no idea in the 7 years that I've been on this channel, how many comments, private letters I've received, emails, contacts from people who have talked about their relationship with Star Wars and how it saved their life
Mhm.
from they'd be dead if Star
Yeah.
Wars wasn't around. And that can be said about a lot of different things and escapes in the world, but Star Wars is one of the main ones, and Star Wars is a major one for so many people out there. So this is a very serious IP, and it needs to be taken very seriously. So these sort of like weekend warrior Star Wars fans, who in my opinion are just people that don't really give a shit about Star Wars, are just kind of sticking to a clique of I'll be a new Star Wars fan, and I'm going to
Yeah, they're
start a
tourists. They're
podcast. It's like
tourist fans. Yeah.
you're tourists and you're just monopolizing something that you don't really give a shit about or understand. And you're trying to point the finger at people who have been in the club for a long time, being like, why do you care so much about this? Who the fuck are you to tell anyone that? You just
Yeah.
came here. Like, have some goddamn respect for your elders for once. People care about this stuff a lot, and it's very important. So they need to be respectful and understand that. And if they don't want to be respectful, then at least understand people have different opinions. That's really all it is about. That's it, man. That it's that fucking simple. People have different opinions about different things.
Yep.
That's life. Get used to it. Don't try to
It
make
is
everyone be a
life.
clone. Yeah.
Yeah, freaking YouTube Andy, goddamn troll.
YouTube Bandy's just a clone of so many other people that are like him. It's just a typical low IQ way of understanding that, hey, like, you like something that I don't really give a shit about. Oh my god, like, what's wrong with you? It's like, okay, well, don't come to my clubhouse then. Like, what
I
do you
call
mean?
them pee pee poo poo heads.
Well, no, I just think that there are people that are probably very lonely and bored, and they're sticking to a clique of something so that they can feel like they're part of a cause when they really don't give a shit about it, and then they're going to jump onto the next uh, public agenda thing the next week. You know,
But
they're
if you look that up in the dictionary, it's pee pee poo poo head.
yeah, that too, I guess.
And it's got their picture next to it.
Let's start the super chats of the night. We got this one at 5:19. It was about an hour and 12 minutes ago or so. I love you both. Thank you for being real always. Thanks, Wolf of Elm Street.
Thank you, brother. Hey,
What's up,
Josh and
Nicholas?
Theory. Hope you guys are doing great. Hey, Theory. Sorry if I wasn't available for Theory talks. Mainly, I have to wake up early in the day for work. I hope Ahsoka doesn't mess up. Hell yeah.
No worries, man. We've been all having a really great time over there, so we'll probably do a stream later tonight as well. What's up, Peanuts and Butter? Says, hey guys, went to a Rammstein show last Thursday. Damn amazing. Have you both watched Obi-Wan This is the prequels?
Yeah,
Funny as
yeah.
fuck. You guys got time to watch it. Josh, anime tip for you and your girl, RE0, pretty heavy story.
ReZero, heavy story. Okay, yeah, maybe we'll check that out for show. Ramstein. So they did that Du Hast song, right?
Big ups to yeah.
Du Hast. Yeah, dude. I mean, if you've lifted weights in the early 90s, you heard that song. Like that shit was awesome. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. And yeah, maybe I'll check that out.
I'd like to see them in concert.
Hope all's good for you both. Theory, great talks. Stream last night. Watch the playback this afternoon. Your peanut advice at the end was good.
Yeah. Shout out to Theory Talks. It's a very up and coming channel of mine. It's booming. We do a stream every single night. So go check out Theory Talks.
That's pretty sick. Lucasfilm needs to denounce Lizzo like they publicly defamed Gina Carano with lies, but they won't because they are a disgusting company now. Yeah, probably. I like that picture. John Champions. This fucking guy. This guy, like, I'm gonna tell you, like, dude, like, I respect.
Did you see this shit with Lizzo? Did you see that?
Of
stuff?
Course. Why do you think I got the banana shirt behind me, dude?
Oh, I didn't see that far. What is
you don't know about the banana thing?
No.
I don't think I should say it. Oh God.
What is it?
I'll type it to you in private chat.
Is it that bad?
It's that bad.
Discord or private chat?
This one in the StreamYard.
No. She made her dance.
Allegedly.
Moving on. Millsy, what's up? What's going on, man? Member for 18 months. What's up, Adam? What's up, James? Thank you guys for being members. To be honest, some fans can be total buzzkills. I get that fans are burned out by Lucasfilm duds, but don't ruin it for those looking forward to the show. Yeah.
I mean, I hear you there. It's just like, it's a tough one because, like, I understand where Marion's coming from, but like, I also, like, we can't act like the past couple of years haven't happened. Like, you can't act like people don't have like a reason to feel the way they do. They absolutely do. And I think that, like, the best way to handle that is, like, to just try not to be affected by their perspective. So, like, meaning, like, you should be really hyped up about Ahsoka. And if people, like, are trying to drag you down, just be like, totally get what you feel that way. I think this one's going to be different. Like, be a Jedi, Mariana. Did you watch these movies? Goddamn. No, I'm just playing. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, be a little more positive about
it. Can the chat spam banana emojis, please?
Oh, God.
Right now.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Great. Hey, change the topic. I launched the Warhammer channel.
Oh, did you?
Officially. Yeah. Warhammer Explained. If you add it at Warhammer Explained, you'll find it. Got 2 videos on there. The third video should drop either tomorrow or Wednesday. It's doing good. I think if
subscribing.
Nice. Now. So yeah, I haven't actually looked at analytics in a couple of days on it, but I feel really good about
2.8K in 7 days for a new channel. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, I feel really good about I feel good about the channel. I feel good about the videos. They take a long time to make, right? But my thought is, because it's evergreen, literally I'm building a catalog. So even if a video doesn't do great right now, it has the chance to do great in the future as, like, the channel grows. So yeah, I've got a ton of cool video ideas on it, and we put a lot of work into it. So pretty cool. Go check it out, guys.
I'm so happy about this. I have to show the chat this right now.
Yeah.
Check it out, guys. Go subscribe to Warhammer Explained. This is Josh's new channel. For those listening on Spotify and iTunes right now, shout out. What's going on? Thank you for crushing the downloads on the podcast. But go to Warhammer Explained if you're interested in that. His first video is Warhammer 40K Explained. It's 15.5 minutes long. The second one is Warhammer 40K Lore Explained for beginners. That's 14.5 minutes long. And they're both popping off. They're doing well. Really good thumbnails.
Yeah. I think the next one is like currently 26 minutes, but I think I have to add some stuff too. So they're going to start creeping. They're going to start creeping up there. Warhammer 40,000 has the craziest, most complex and deep lore I've ever seen in anything fiction. It is literally,
Dude, you're making it move, hey?
yeah. So we've been doing like I
That's
forget what
sick.
the word is, but yeah, like a lot of
Liquefy.
high level like editing. You know what I mean? And so my editor Fernie has been working really hard on them, putting in a meme in the community that trying to explain Warhammer quickly is impossible. But I actually think this is something of a rite of passage for Warhammer.
Wait. What?
Yeah. So if you go back, like the whole thing is, can you explain Warhammer to me briefly?
Yeah.
Something of a rite of passage for Warhammer lore YouTube channels to attempt to explain.
Great. I'm gonna binge this, man.
Yeah. Now that one's like really cool. It like takes you through the basics of the lore. I think after you watch that video, you'll have like a base level understanding of what the main lore is, at least for like the Imperium and the Emperor of Mankind. So,
well, let chat. We have 2,600 people in the chat right now. If I can get you to do two things, hit like on this stream because YouTube loves when there's a high like ratio. And if you go to Warhammer Explained and show Josh some support, maybe we can get him to 2K subs in this stream. That'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be cool. Yeah, it'd be super cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And while you're at it, if you can go to Theory Talks and subscribe to my channel there, we do live streams every night. We just cracked 14K subs.
Nice.
And we're doing streams every night. They're several hours long, and it's a really cool community over there. So check out both channels.
Yeah, I'm into it. I've been having so much fun getting into Warhammer. It's like, you know how we were talking about all the Star Wars books? Like, I'm tearing through Warhammer books, dude. Like, I love
that's cool.
This shit. Like,
maybe this is gonna be your new interest, man. Like your new like full-time interest, you know?
Yeah, I mean, maybe eventually. I don't know if I'll ever stop Den of Nerds, but like, I just had to make the Warhammer channel. Like, I love Warhammer and I love talking about it. And there's just like so much to it. Like, the lore is really like you can drill down on a lot of detail because it's essentially it's supposed to be very expansive because it all kind of comes back to the tabletop game, and they want you to have a plethora of different characters and lore. Like when I play my custodians, like I know all these different things about like the custodian guard, and you know, I know what's on theme for the army and how their stats translate to, you know, what happens from the lore. I even know like what potential battle this might be, considering, you know, how far out the custodians go from Terra and like et cetera, et cetera. So like it's designed to give you a unique appreciation for your army. Yeah. Because it all funnels through that lens, it's like there's so much. Like it's just so much. And people that aren't even really into the game like love the lore because it's that deep. So
yeah, dude, I'm excited to watch it because I always wanted to get into Warhammer, but I never did. It's just so huge. And,
yeah, I think that watch the basic lore video and you'll be like, damn, okay.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Get the next one.
And then maybe you could like interview like major Warhammer players eventually too. Or even people that worked on Warhammer.
Yeah, like on the gaming side of things, like I watch a lot of those channels as well. That's not really what I want to gear that channel towards. Like I want it to kind of be strictly lore. But dude, the gaming side of it's fascinating as well because there's some pretty incredible dudes. Like there's this one guy who he's just like he started an organization within the game of like a team of like teaching people how to be better at wargaming, and they have this like huge presence in the game. And he's also like a bodybuilder, and he's like very like
cool,
you know, positive, self-actualizing, and so there's a lot of cool energy in the Warhammer community for sure.
Yeah, it seems. I mean, I don't know much about it, but it doesn't seem like it's as you know,
well, it's Star Wars. No, it's not. But that's one of the issues, and one of the things I think a lot of Warhammer friends are afraid of is like as this gets more popular, and if they do a big show and they go Hollywood, they're probably worried about a lot of the things that you and I are talking about right now with Star Wars, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, well, you know, they got Henry Cavill there, and I think that he's probably pretty influential, and he knows he seems to know what Warhammer is all about, and he seems to be pretty passionate about it. So I think, you know, hopefully he keeps it on the reins, but how long can you do that for, right?
Well, it's like, that's the thing is like, all we can do is hope. you know, and
Yeah.
like like Hollywood is a weird, gross town of like all kinds of influence and trying to tear things apart, and it's just difficult. Like, how can you walk that balance, you know, and deliver what the consumer needs, what the audience needs, while also doing it in a way that benefits the company? Because I mean, the company fronts the bills, right? So like they need to make the money and they need to see an ROI. So yeah, it's a
Yeah.
tricky balance. So I don't know. I love Henry. I hope that that actually happens. No updates on it since they first announced it. So
God of War show and Gears of War show coming too.
yeah,
I want to show you guys this real quick. My editor surprised, some of you probably saw it, but my editor surprised me with this. He took a picture with Hayden and he said, "Hey, here's this hat. This is from Theory." And he gave him my hat. And
yeah, man.
Hayden wore it, man. It was a
I
big
saw that. That's super cool.
surprise to wake up to. And,
Yeah,
so yeah, thought I'd just show that off.
that's
Pretty
got to
happy.
be nice. You know.
Yeah, and I had him in mind when I was making this hat because it's like he got so much flack unjustly for the prequels, and so many prequel fans get so much hate still to this day from a lot of elitist people out there who constantly just don't really understand what the prequels are all about. And I think George really loved the prequels, and I think a lot of us are now growing up and we have our own voice, and it's really nice to be able to show that. And so um, yeah, thanks Hayden for putting it on for the picture, and thanks to my boy Toxic Nick for gifting him one of my hats, man.
That's super
So,
cool, bro. Yeah, that's a really feel good moment.
yeah, dude, that was a very nice surprise to wake up to. Very, very nice surprise.
Yeah,
Let's see where we at here. Got that one. Got that
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Okay,
we got this one. Yeah, we got this
got
one.
this one.
Yeah,
With the banana. Jesus.
yeah.
Jesus.
Okay,
What's
here
up,
we
boys?
go.
Y'all missed my super chat.
I don't know if we did, Mikey.
We didn't. I think he's just making a joke.
Yeah, probably trolling.
Uh-huh.
George says the Force controls individuals, yet we have free will. So it's a paradox. Is Anakin to blame for his actions, or did the Force take control? Where did he ever say that it controls individuals, yet we have free will? I think maybe he said it influences individuals. I don't know if it controls them. I think that's a distinct difference between influence and control.
He said this in regards to midichlorians. So it slightly influences people, but they're their own entity. They're essentially like cells. It's all it is in your body. And like, how receptive are you to the Force?
Mhm.
It kind of depends on your genetics and your makeup. So it's really
Sure. Yeah.
that's really all it's about. Yeah, it's like photosynthesis, like George said.
Interesting. Theory, I love you, but I gotta disagree with you on Luke not being tempted by the dark side in OT. His whole arc is him realizing he can just as easily put on the helmet like Anakin did.
Okay,
Yeah.
so right here, I think that you and maybe some other people are completely missing the point with what I'm saying, which is not the first time. Welcome to 7 years of YouTube and talking about Star Wars. I never said that Luke was not tempted by the dark side, even in the video, which seems like people don't watch the fucking video. Even in the video, I said that Luke was tempted with the dark side in the end when he fought Vader, when he was going to turn Leia against him and turn Leia to the dark side. Luke turned to the dark side a little bit and then realized. But for Obi-Wan, and this is where is the whole point, and people never watch the video, never really understand anything that I say. The whole point is that when Obi-Wan didn't tell Luke about Vader being Anakin and being Luke's father, wasn't because he was afraid of Luke having a dark side moment towards it. It was he was afraid of Luke not having a clear mind. And this was answered in Return of the Jedi already. So someone going in there on Disney's team and changing the whole thing around because that's what they think it is, in my opinion, is bullshit. So I would really encourage a lot of people who watch my videos or things I say to not twist my words. And this happens a lot. And I make some videos where I try to correct people, but for the most part, I just let people run with their thoughts, and the ones who want to kind of like watch the video and understand are the ones that I cater to and appreciate. But it's kind of like the Andor situation, you know, where I literally said in that clip where I liked the show, I just thought it was boring, and
Yeah.
I thought a lot of the elements didn't really feel like Star Wars. But you know, leave it to the public to twist a lot of words around. That's all.
Well, I'd have to read it's a chapter, right? In the book. I'd have to read the chapter to
It was
really
it
like.
was an article that came out, and it was talking about a chapter in the book about how
Oh, okay, right on.
Obi-Wan, and they were connecting it to The Last Jedi, to Luke, kind of being like foreshadowing, like, see, it's because he killed Ben. And that whole thing, I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, why are you
Yeah.
interjecting this to make it make sense for The Last Jedi? Like, just stop doing this stuff. Stop trying to connect the perfect original trilogy and prequel trilogy to the mess of the sequel trilogy that had nothing to do with the creator of Star Wars. I was looking at a Reddit post about probably a year ago, and there was someone who sent a letter to George Lucas, and his secretary, his assistant, responded, and
About the perfect ending. I think I
no,
remember.
it was about, and I think if someone could find it, that'd be great. You could tweet it at me, but it was on Reddit. It's one of these old posts, and they showed a actual photo of the letter that they got back, and I think they got like some stickers or something like that. But it was directed to George, and his assistant replied, and the question from the fan was, "What did you think about the sequel trilogy?" And basically, George said to his assistant to say that the first 6 movies are Star Wars. The first 6 movies are my story. Anything outside of that, I can't really comment on. And so it's right there that you see, like, this is the first 6 films. That is Star Wars and Clone Wars, which George was a very big part of and very hands-on. And so to constantly change stuff in the original trilogy and try to make it connect to the sequel trilogy, in my opinion, is a big blasphemous no-no. And so I'll be outspoken about it, and it'll trigger me more.
See if I can find it.
Oh, you're tracking it down?
I'm
It was really
trying, I
cool
don't
that the
know.
kid got a letter back, man. Like, he actually got, like, an actually stamped letter. Pretty sweet. The Force controls individuals, as George says. Is there a will behind that control, a master plan, or does it take control willy-nilly? I think there may be a sway or a push in one direction or another, but I believe at the end of the day, it depends on the person's affinity to the light side or the dark side. And really, the Force is just the Force. I think how you conduct yourself and how you conduct the Force is what makes you light or dark. And like Qui-Gon said, you know, I turn to the light not because it is the good or whatever, he, I believe, said something like that, but I turn to it because it is the light, which is, like, for him, it's like the only answer. It's the only way.
Is this the letter? Let me see. Oh shit! What? Let me see if I can.
What's good, Theory and Josh? How y'all doing?
Where's
up,
it
y'all?
at?
Oh shit, DM Diablo 4. What's going on, man? That's wild.
Hey, yo, dude.
What?
I like that dude. Yo, DM, if you're still in
It's
here,
like an hour and 15 minutes ago, so he's probably gone.
probably
but-
not. But I used to watch you when you covered some Marvel mobile game back in the day. And I remember you refused the partner program and you kept your integrity. You told us what it was about the game. And I know that hurt you back then, but that integrity has now caused you to absolutely blow up on Twitch and via Diablo. And so I couldn't be happier for you, man. Super cool. And yeah, just remember you. It's cool. My wife and I talked about you. I was like, dude, like this guy's like killing it nowadays. He's
Wait,
just
what
like
happened?
over.
I don't know his story. I just came across his Diablo channel, and like, I thought he was just such a, like, real
He's been
dude.
making videos on YouTube for like 7 years.
I saw
And
that. I saw that, and
yeah.
like, they didn't really get any views.
Well, he would catch games when they were hot and then stay a little bit too long on them. He did like a lot of different mobile games. And eventually
Yeah.
like kind of found the audience with Diablo, but like now his Twitch, like he's got, I don't even know how many Twitch subscribers, but he's like good. He's like doing great.
Yeah.
So it's like cool to watch, like, because he's been like just
dude.
doing it for so long, and then
Dude, I know. I came
popped
across
off.
this channel because I was wanting to some like Diablo tips and stuff when I was playing it,
Mhm.
and I'd like to get back to playing it again. I was playing it like crazy, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And he's talking about like how his channel's blowing up, and he was so awestruck, and I'm like, this, he's probably having such an amazing feeling
Mhm.
for him right now, and
Yeah.
I was just like, "This is fucking cool."
Yeah, for sure.
And it
He
just seemed like a really nice dude. Like, doesn't seem like a, some people are just fake.
yeah.
Seems like an actual fan.
No,
It's dope.
he's so authentic, and it's awesome. So I'm super happy for him.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, DM. Yo, is
Shout out
this the
to
letter
y'all. Really
on the
hate
share
Star
screen?
Wars. This podcast is getting tiring now. Cool. Well, you don't have to watch.
You see this thing I have pulled up? Is this the letter that you're talking about?
Yep, that's the letter.
Okay, so I think
No,
this
it
is
can't be because
yeah. So I think you
the
might be
letter
getting
was
this. Yeah, this is the only one I remember, and it's different than the one you described, but it's a little similar. So I'm wondering if maybe you just misremembered this specific letter because it even has the stickers that got sent to you. But this was in July 14th of 2005, and they asked him about directing 7, 8, and 9 or creating more. So he says, "Thank you for your nice letter to George Lucas, and please accept our apologies for the tardy response. With the release of Revenge of the Sith in May, the spring was an extremely busy season for us, and we are just now able to catch up on Mr. Lucas's fan correspondence. We're glad to know that you enjoyed the Star Wars movies. With regard to the last 3 episodes, 7, 8, and 9, Mr. Lucas has indicated that he will not make them because he feels the story has a good ending with Darth Vader is redeemed in episode 6. We hope you can understand that he feels it is important for him to move on to other creative projects, having devoted so many years to the Star Wars films. Please know that we appreciate your very kind words about Mr. Lucas. Enclosed is or as a Revenge of the Sith tattoo set that we hope you like. May the Force be with you." What's interesting about that is like I believe at the time George had talked about 7, 8, and 9, but like he kept going back and forth where he was like, "Oh, but like this is the perfect ending." You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I know for a fact that in 2012 he had started pre-production for episodes 7.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that were there when he announced it. I know people that were working at Lucasfilm. And then he ended up selling it to Disney.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he went back and forth on it a lot because I mean, like he
Mm.
I believe he meant this when he said this back then, like in 2005, where he was just like, "Nah, like this is the perfect ending." But he always had 7, 8, and 9 in mind. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, indeed, he did. Yeah, I mean, you even go back to interviews with Paul Hirsch, who was the editor for A New Hope, and the interview I had with him, and he was like, George was always intending to do 7, 8, 9. He had ideas for them, and
Yeah.
it's always been in the works.
Dude, can you imagine having this letter? That's so fucking cool.
Oh my God, dude, I'd frame it. What's up, bro? By the way, bro, you heard Eminem's recent Gen Z diss was fire. Reminded me of when you obliterated Deb Chow and her BBL. I bet she ain't responded. Dude, what? Oh my
Okay.
God! Dude, I never sent you this. You know what? Someone freaking posted and tagged me. I gotta find it.
No,
Give me a
no, I
second.
do not. But I'm getting
Give
a
me a
little
second.
nervous.
You're gonna, yeah, you're. Oh, fuck.
I'm getting a little nervous.
You should be nervous. It's, dude.
Oh shit.
Oh my God. I don't even know if I want to show this, man. It's like no one's. I think they posted it
You
in
can
like
send it to me in Discord.
my Theory Talks Discord, and
Send it to me on the low.
I just
On the
did.
low.
And if I post
Okay.
this, I think everyone's gonna be. It's
Oh yeah. No, that's nice. Oh yeah. That's nice.
what?
Yeah, man. That ain't no special effects either. That's practical, baby.
Oh
Woo!
my God! What's?
Oh shit.
All right, chat. You want to see it? Spam one if you want to see it. Let me see them. Let me see them analytics.
Yeah,
All right,
chat.
blast the analytics into the freaking stratosphere.
And trigger warning if you're
Yeah,
a
actual trigger warning.
sensitive-
If actual trigger warning, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, for a sensitive little.
Yeah. You guys ready? You guys ready for this?
I'm ready. I can now see why she hired Lizzo too. Got, they're kindred spirits.
All right, chat. You asked for it, man.
Yeah, you asked for it, chat.
Are you sure you're ready, guys? You want this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
She gone. 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 If it bombs, she gone. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She gone. She gone.
Now, don't do one of those with Deborah Chow, guys, because people will get very upset.
Dude, I opened my Discord and I was like, what the hell is this shit? Why would you do that? And I saved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The internet's a funny place, dude.
It is a funny place. I live here.
Yeah. You see the stuff they make of me. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Wow. Wild times.
Wild times, man. It's crazy.
Wild times.
Oh, my God. And I think they took the photo, like a screenshot of me when I was like, is that Boba? when Luke
That's
was
no
arriving
moon.
in the X-ray, I was like, Boba? It's like that's what you. Whoever made that, man, you must have been. Shout out to whoever made that. I forgot who made it. I'm gonna go on my Discord right now and be like, who made this?
Yeah, who made it?
But you guys are talking about it right now. Where are you?
Shout outs. Shout outs.
I think it was Zorp. It was Zorp who made that. Shout out to Zorp for.
That's a cool name, Zorp.
Jesus.
Zorp.
Jesus.
Zorp.
Good to see you guys. Love the content. What's up?
Thanks, bro.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, Theory and Josh? Ahsoka hype is real. If it bombs, we gone. Much love. Can't wait for more fanfics theories. Stay awesome, guys. Hell yeah, bro. If it bombs, we gone.
Yeah, literally.
That's funny.
Literally. Keep it up. Love both your. Hey, we still got to look at those tracks. Fuck.
I know. Yeah,
I haven't done it. I feel so bad. We're like, hey, let's get a move on this. Let's like.
I know.
He like busts ass.
The YouTube grind is real though. It's like never ending.
Yeah, it doesn't leave time for life.
YouTube's like, if you're crushing it, you're like, oh, I'm crushing it. I better keep making videos. And if you're not crushing it, you're like, oh man, I better keep making videos so I can crush it again. You know, it's literally. Like literally you never stop. You never stop.
Don't.
Yeah,
you don't.
Crazy. It's crazy.
You know what I've noticed though? Streaming is actually a viable option instead of making videos.
Yeah. Streaming. I started streaming in 2020 and it has been incredible for me. You know what I mean? Like, in fact, like, I don't think I'd be able to make it without streaming, to be honest. Like,
I didn't know this. So,
yeah, I've been doing really, really good with it.
Now that I see, like, oh, no one really gives a shit about lore and stuff, and I started streaming, and I'm like, oh.
Because you can just have fun. You can engage with the chat and
so much more relaxing, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you can freaking talk to people, dude. So much cooler. I don't know, don't get me wrong. I still might like making videos and stuff, but streaming's cool.
Yeah.
What's up, Derek? Yeah, I hope so too, man.
Hey, Theory and Josh. If Ahsoka fails, what would be the first thing you would cover of the Lucas era Star Wars? I believe in theory, not Disney.
I think some of the books. Read Dark Horse comics. It'd be fun.
That's a good one, yeah. Generally speaking, what would your measuring stick be for whether or not Ahsoka bombs? I think that it needs to generate a certain amount of buzz. on social media, and that's absolutely a part of the game. I know some people are like, that doesn't matter. No, that's so ignorant of you to think that it doesn't matter. Absolutely matters. So it needs to generate social media buzz. I think it needs to keep getting more and more views. It needs to break into the top 5 of all the different charts. And it needs to have like big numbers. And if its numbers are lower than I don't even know. Like I'd say if its numbers are at the level of Mando 3 or like if it's near Andor, oh my god, like that's horrible. You should be seeing headlines like Ahsoka, most viewed Disney Plus Star Wars show in 5 days, whatever. The viewership numbers on Ahsoka. Like reports like that, I think, is what I'm looking for. Which is kind of separate from how I feel about the show, right? But are you listening to one of them right now?
No. If Ahsoka is amazing but viewership numbers are low, how would you feel about that? Seems to me they're promoting Ahsoka better than the other shows, hoping for a return. If it's amazing but viewership numbers are low, I don't care. I'm not here for the viewership numbers. I'm here for the quality of the show.
Yeah, I would not be personally affected much at all as far as like how I view the show, but I would be bummed. I mean, I want Star Wars to succeed. So that I would take that as not the show's fault, especially if like the vast majority of folks are like, no, this shit's like popping. And I also can't really blame people that are checked out though. Again, like look at what we've been going through. So it would be unfortunate because I don't think it would be the show's fault.
Yeah. What up, boys? Hope you guys are having a good day. What's up, man? Thank you, Fern. Is Kiki gone? Haven't heard much from her. Nah, she's kicking around.
I mean, I think the WD Pro or WDW, I think Pro. Sorry, I'm fucking up their name. No disrespect, but I think they reported that she's not going after a contract extension. So they got to find somebody. Got to find somebody to do that job. Are you guys ever going to play a Star Wars RPG starting one day with college mates, Age of the Rebellion? Stay awesome. I mean, maybe, bro, but like, it's a little busy. Like, life is a little busy.
Josh, what if after Secret Wars and Phase 7 and beyond, instead of at the end each phase being an Avengers movie, they replace it with X-Men?
Yeah, it'd be cool. I'd be down, dude. They need the X-Men badly right now.
Yeah.
In Marvel. Keeping scripts when Josh said Ahsoka would be better than Kenobi. I don't even know what that means, but right on.
Pretty sure it will be.
I mean,
he said he's holding you accountable.
Okay, I have a hard time believing it would be worse than Kenobi, though. Do you think Ahsoka will die in show or movie? No. Neither.
Just wanted to let you guys know Rebar Radio is covering this stream live on his website. He said he hired a PI and is compiling footage for a doc.
Cool. Good for him.
Covering this stream live? What does that mean? He hired a private investigator and is compiling footage for a documentary.
It's a free country, man. Do what you gotta do, brother.
Who is that and why?
Like, I don't think it's anybody.
Let's see.
We should hire a PI on him. I'm hiring a PI on his PI.
Who is this guy? Why?
I don't know, dude. I'm not even.
Huh?
Does he have any followers?
I'm so confused. Oh yeah, didn't he shit talk Andrew Tate and then he apologized? This is that guy. This is that guy.
I have no idea who this guy is.
Yeah, he shit talked Andrew Tate and then he apologized to him. Yeah. Well, hey, enjoy.
Do your thing, man. God bless.
Your Genomites to Disney. Yeah. I'm all for it.
Super excited for Ahsoka. Can't wait to get my 7th anniversary hat. Hell yeah, man. You all right over there? What's going on? Josh, did you see Bespin's leak on Ahsoka today? World Between Worlds? No, I did not actually. Let me check that out. Yes.
Bought my first Theory merch, the 7-year anniversary shirt. I love the logo. Are you gonna have a
3
flex
days
fit
ago.
hat with that logo? Because I would buy it. I'm just not a trucker, that kind of guy. If you feel me. Yeah, I would love to have a flex fit hat, but it's a one-time thing, so that launch is gonna be done in a few days.
What up, Darian Josh? What's up, Kevin?
What's up, Kevin? Have you ever seen Star Wars Saga trailer 3.0? Nope.
No, I don't even know what that is.
No, I don't know what that is either.
I feel like no one ever talks about how in the old days under George, the stories felt really important to the lore. Darth Vader having a secret apprentices, Bane, etc. You know, we're talking about old stories felt really important to the lore. Yeah, true. I think there were some promises in like the books and comics that seemed to have an impact on the lore, but it seems like the movies just ignored them anyway. So, and I think it's, you know, it is hard to have like a canon and all this connection, and it can really be a burden. But ultimately, like that's what they signed up for. Like that's the value proposition they said was happening. So.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Can you read this next one for a second?
Yeah. Filthy Wookie says, "Hey Josh, recently watched your old interview with Matthew. Wait, what? Hey Theory, recently watched your old interview with Matthew Stover and was wondering if he is in fact able to help with your fan fiction. Love you guys. As far as I understand it, no, he's not able to help him out with that. I forget why. I think he explained it to me one time. Anyway, what's up, chat? It's just you and me. Oh no, Theory figured out how to switch the things." Josh and Theory, if you had to live with Natalie Portman or Elizabeth Olsen for the rest of your life, who would it be? Both are hot. What say you? Elizabeth Olsen for me. I think Natalie Portman is beautiful, but from what I've heard, kind of ridiculous and probably very high maintenance. And I think Elizabeth Olsen is like real chill. Real chill. Oh, you disagree? Oh, you disagree, chat? Do you guys think Mace legitimately defeated Sheev, or did Sheev lose on purpose because he predicted Anakin would interfere? No, I think he legitimately lost. I think Mace was strong. You think he was gaming him?
Yeah, I think Palps would beat him.
It is possible. It is possible. Since Anakin was manipulated in the Force, does that mean Palpatine knew who he was beforehand or at the end of the Phantom Menace? Also, does that make him his dad? LOL, much love. Nah, it doesn't make him his dad. I don't know that Palpatine did know that. I'm not exactly sure how that all worked out, because some of it's just the will of the Force.
Netflix's numbers are a big part of why the strike is happening. The refusal to share the numbers is the biggest obstacle currently. Oh, is it?
Well, yeah, because they don't want you to know exactly how successful a show is. Yeah, they're like kind of holding on to that. So
What's up, Benjamin? Thanks, man. This is a great month for content. Ahsoka plus One Piece live action on Netflix and Gear 5 for One Piece. I don't know what that is. What's Gear 5?
I don't know if that's a movie, maybe. I think it might be like an animated movie for One Piece.
Dave Indy Jones movie? Did you clip my clones? No, I didn't clip it. Fuck, I gotta do that. Oh, jeez. Probably Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I just want good stories with no BS. Hell yeah. I would say probably Temple of Doom is my favorite. Temple of Doom.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
I
sorry.
guess a lot of people don't.
Is that the second?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that
a
one.
lot of people don't like Temple of Doom, but I think it's lit.
I don't know Indy all that well. What's the update on Skeleton Crew? Dude, we haven't heard of anything because everything's on strike.
True. Yeah, true. Why don't streaming services scale their production costs with subscriber growth to make a profit? Every other business does that. No, it's actually not true that every other business does that. What other business overexpands hoping to achieve profitability? Like everything in Silicon Valley. I think Snapchat was not profitable for like 6 or 7 years. Tesla wasn't profitable for like 6 or 7 years. Technology companies, because the whole idea, a lot of the idea of these companies is you're going for market share. So, like, essentially, as an investor, you're willing to eat losses for several years if you end up having the thing that takes over this huge part of the actual market. So, like, that's kind of what it is. And I think that most companies in Silicon Valley, and at the end of the day, Netflix is a technology company. I mean, their algorithm is one of the like things that makes them what they are. Yeah. I think only small businesses really scale, dude. Like, because if by definition, if you're big business, you're playing at a big game, and the big game's investment and trying to take market share.
You guys seen the Kanan voice actor go off on the sequel haters? Yeah, that's old news, man.
Old news, brother.
I think he's not
old news.
Very stable.
I'm gonna put a PI on Kanan. Sup, boys? The duel on Mustafar is one of the most important duels in Star Wars history. Are you worried that if Ahsoka fights Anakin there, it will somehow retcon or belittle that duel? No. No, I don't.
Not at all. It'll be the world between worlds kind of thing, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, and also Dave has a tendency to actually elevate those things. Like he can use something else to actually like elevate it. So I wouldn't be surprised if actually you looked at that fight in Revenge of the Sith just like with even more hype, like even more love, where you're just like, damn, like this is what this really is, you know? What if Grievous's body was made out of Beskar? I don't know. Maybe Kenobi wouldn't have been able to beat him then.
Be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Anime trusted formula is big chest and BBL, baby.
Josh looking yoked tonight. Bigger than Theory? I don't think so. I think Theory's got that shit.
I'm shorter.
I haven't been to the gym in a couple days anyway, but what up, boys? So ready for Ahsoka. I mean, wait, what? Luke Soka. I mean Ahsoka. Hell yeah, man. Let's get that Luke Soka. Let's get it, baby.
What's up, C-Dub? He says, what up, boys? Congrats on getting Hayden to rock the Yellow prequels merch theory. This is the best Monday night pod. High hopes for Ahsoka. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Sorry I got distracted a minute ago. I was just Discord dealing with something. Have you ever noticed the resemblance of the father of Mortis and the Bendu, both being the one in the middle?
I don't think they look anything alike.
They look nothing alike. What do you mean?
Crazy. Imagine the opening scene of the Ahsoka show is just clapping Ahsoka's cheeks. Yeah, no, I can imagine that.
I can't believe Don Cheadle's currently live talking about Star Wars. Thank you, and Josh.
I don't know what you're talking about, brother.
Right. Yeah, weird.
What if the Inquisitor is Ahsoka herself? If she joined Anakin to the dark side, alternate world between. Damn, Dante. Dante's on that good. Damn.
Josh the Line, you're the one calling it rain when KK gives you a golden shower 4 to 5 times a year from Last Night Theory is an all-time line.
It was pretty good. I felt kind of bad about it, but then the
Gross.
guy was like, it ended up being like a big asshole. So it's like whatever. But I could tell. I was like,
Oh
damn,
yeah,
like,
is that
I'm
guy
really
coming
going.
around? Has he
Oh, bro, that dude walked up. I beat that ass, bro. I was like, oh hey, yeah, you want me to keep that same energy? Whoop! You guys seen Don't Look Up? Reminds me of Disney mentality where everything is cool. Don't worry until it's too late and all of humanity is dead.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie now. That's funny though.
What's up, Ben? If Ahsoka's fantastic, that's great, but what will happen with other shows that they make if they are terrible? How much will we be able to take after another good show when the rest will be crap? That's what I'm saying, is that a lot of people are really losing interest with the franchise because of that. And
Yeah.
we don't know. Like, if this is going to be the show that kind of like breaks it, then it's not good.
Yeah, but I think the benefit of having it, so it's like, what's the silver lining here, right? If we have a show like Ahsoka and it's fantastic, then like we need to rally around it and like signal to Lucasfilm and Star Wars, like, yo, this is the one, more of this. And they're kind of already in that direction a little bit where they're giving Dave a movie and they're considering giving him another one. So like this could be our way out, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, we might have to eat a couple more shit shows, but maybe then they'll figure it out and be like, well, this one worked, you know?
Oh my God, dude. I feel like a stripper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm not taking it off,
9.
Benjamin.
Yeah, Ben. It ain't gonna happen, bro. At least you're not
It ain't
saying
gonna
99
happen
cents anymore, like usual. Thanks for the $9. Split with me and Josh and taxes, and split with YouTube. It's gonna be like $1 each. Thanks, appreciate it. Y'all heard of Galactic Empire? They're a dope band that plays metal versions of Star Wars music and wears costumes. Mail, we would love to see them.
I feel like somebody did say that to us before. I feel like they've been brought up before. Galactic Empire.
Yeah, they're verified on Instagram. I've seen their stuff. They're cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yo, Therian Josh, thanks for all you do. I hate the sequels, but always thought of a great The Rise of Skywalker ending. After Rey gets bodied by Palps, Force Ghost Anakin shows up 1v1 City as perfect redemption.
Would have been amazing.
It's so fan fictiony though. Like,
I don't give a fuck,
it's
bro.
like, bro,
You
from
should
even
go
me
over
to
to her
that,
and pat her on the head. Pat her on the head and be like, "You've done all you can.
sit this one out."
Sit back and watch me do this shit." And then like literally like play some fucking Beastie Boys. Like, I don't care. Like, just go.
No sleep till.
And then he just turns around and Palpatine's like, oh shit. Oh man. Incredible. And then all the Sith people in the audit are like, Anakin! Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Oh shit. Guys, we just fixed the sequels.
No sleep till.
Yeah.
I made in Christian
Nice,
made a
bro.
video about it on my channel. Oh, cool, man. How was it?
That's great.
The Jabusi is great.
Absolutely.
Dude, Jesus.
Hope
You
you
guys
guys
do
enjoy.
great.
When is more music coming from Theory and Josh Bangers? She Gone was so fun to listen to. Halfway through Ahsoka book. Hopeful Ahsoka show is completely great. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we'll probably I'll try to sit down and with the new tracks this week and record some lines. See where it goes.
Hey, Theory and Josh. I've been watching you two for a long time, and this is the first time catching you guys live. Cool. Welcome, Starblade. Currently working on an Iron Man suit costume. Mando is next. Much love. Sweet.
Yeah, that's wild, dude. Good for you. That's cool.
Yas, boo.
I've always wanted a really cool like Iron Man suit, bro. And nobody's ever like made me one or gifted me one. Chat. What's up with that?
Yeah. Well.
Freaking chat. Bunch of buttholes.
Selfish. Dave, our last hope, a lot is riding on this show. Yeah.
True. Obi-Wan voice. Hello there. Theory. Take this 5 cents. Josh, go panhandle. Haha. Hope y'all are having a fantastic week so far. 5 out of 10.
It's sad to me that creator Dune 2, The Rebel Moon are going to be better sci-fi than the best sci-fi we've ever had from Disney Star Wars. Love y'all.
Don't be sad. Appreciate the good shit.
I'm sad.
Don't
What do
hate,
you think?
appreciate.
What do you guys think if we get Ahsoka on Mustafar, World Between Worlds flashback? What do you guys think of the rumors going around? Yeah, I recorded a video last night about it, and I'll be releasing it tomorrow because it's being edited. But yeah, it's gonna be. I'm in favor of it, so I think it'll be cool. There's one thing in there that no one's really talking about that got kind of leaked, and that's about Obi-Wan. So we'll see.
Cool. I can see Han Solo being absent or deadbeat dad. Dudes like that don't want to settle down. Shame. My dad left my mom. Just saying. Yeah, I could see it, but it's a friggin' fantasy movie. The dude was a general. He reached heroic status. Like, there's no reason to, like, you can absolutely see it, but that's not an excuse for it. Like, I don't think it was a good move, bro.
No, because he kind of was a deadbeat, and then he
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
This is from. I'm not going to say
I-
that because I feel like it's going to be some sort of, one of those things you say, and
Yeah,
it's like, aha, you said
true.
that.
Yeah, somebody got me with one the other day. I forget what it was. Like, yeah, I forget what it was. But somebody got me with one. I got real mad about it.
Forgettable.
What up, boys? Been a bit family stuff. Glad to be back. No worries, Zane. Hope you're doing well, bro.
Darth Zane. Is this still the Zane who was in the beginning that we had
Yeah,
issues with? And
I
then
think so.
still
And
the
then
same
we
guy.
all-
He's like a member now. He's like a
yeah,
loyalist.
he's riding. Yeah, he's riding
He
hard.
has been converted.
I heard they're going to make Mandalorian 4 a movie. Yeah, that's a plan that they're considering, but I don't think they want to. It was more like a plan to deal with the writer strike if it looms for a long, long time. I think they should just do it, bro. Oh, God. Chad Bane. He's got a pee-pee on
Oh my
his
god.
picture.
Oh my god, dude. This is from Cam. Dooku Yeems.
I don't
What's up, Cam?
know what's happening.
Besides Dave, who should write Boba Fett? Because in the original trilogy, Clone Wars, and in his own show, he gets beaten and undermined constantly. Yeah, but in the comics, he's pretty dope. Plus, look, like he had 2 minutes of screen time, but he was still pretty badass.
Yeah, dude. God.
Enough for them to make a show for millions of dollars.
Yeah. Cole Wallace says, I'm actually for the strike. I think there's too much content out there that people oversaturation, I think, is a bigger problem with weak shows. Oversaturation is absolutely a part of the problem, yeah. But the problem with the
Dilution.
strike is like we're still gonna have to go through all this shit. We're just now putting a weight.
Mm-hmm.
So good views will depend on word of mouth. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Balin and Night Sis are Shin's parents. Balin tried to bring Night Sis to Dark, but she wouldn't. And he took Shin. This is why she helps Ahsoka, so she can get her daughter back. And Sabine turns Shin to light. What?
I don't know. But I think it's possible that they do turn Balin and Shin to the light.
Be cool.
Joshua Lewis says, thoughts on trying to harness one's masculinity while still being into nerdy stuff? I find the two to be conflicting at times. Appreciate the boys. I mean, how?
Irrelevant.
Yeah, like how do they conflict?
Masculinity and liking nerdy stuff are not even relevant to one another. Because if being masculine has to do with liking only certain things, then I mean, it wouldn't be very hard to be masculine, would it? That's not
Yeah,
the
I think it's
definition of
stupid.
masculinity.
I mean, like, I think this is something that like Andrew Tate and some other people say. I think like Matt Walsh said this too, where like nerdy things or like anime or Star Wars are like for children, and therefore like there's this aspect of masculinity where you have to put aside childish things and like be all like manly and like be all dedicated to it. And yeah, I just think that's like absolutely absurd. I don't ascribe to that shit in any way, shape, or form. And myself via being a super big nerd, and I've always been like this. Like even when I was in high school, like I was literally like on the football team, but also like playing Pokemon cards in lunchroom. Like I've just always loved that shit. I love strategy games. I love like fantasy, anything that gets my imagination going. Like I absolutely love it. And you can absolutely like do both. Like handle business, man. I think like the most like it's not even like a masculine thing per se, but like handle your business. And I think in turn handling your business, but then having like something you love and having something you can experience and really get into. Like how the fuck is like golf manly? Like I feel like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, well, you should do something like another hobby that's more manly, like golf.
Rugby.
Get out there on the course with people and make deals and shit." It's like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah. No, I think those things are irrelevant to being masculine or being a man. I think, yeah, like they don't even go hand in hand. Like,
Yeah.
so, yeah. I would say tailoring what you like or don't like to be perceived as masculine from other people is the most emasculating thing you could probably do.
Absolutely. Like looking for that. It's like that looking for like an internet dad or like looking for outside validation on your own masculinity. That is like low key some pussy shit. Like you shouldn't need that validation. You know what I mean? Now, I think as far as being responsible, you should absolutely be responsible, but that's not tied into masculinity. I think everybody needs to be responsible.
Hey boys, just found my Target exclusive Revenge of the Sith DVD token. It isn't worth anything. It's still a cool find. Nice, dude. That's a hard find for sure.
You thoughts on Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz? I didn't watch it, but I feel like Nate won, even though he didn't win.
Bro, he's got to stop fighting people who aren't boxers. The only time he fights someone that's an actual boxer, he gets floored. So it's like,
oh, he's not a good fighter. No.
Why don't you go? No,
yeah.
Jake.
No, I know he's not a good fighter.
He needs to go and fight. He needs to, dude. If he's gonna go fight Nate Diaz, now you got to go in his world, and you got to fight in the cage.
Which he said he would do.
Is he
but look,
do
I mean, Jake's a promoter above everything. I mean, Jake's not even like a decent fighter, I don't think. And so in my opinion, like even though I agree, like if he wants to really consider himself to be a boxer, like he's gotta like actually fight a boxer. But I don't think he's interested in being a boxer. I think he's interested in like making a bunch of money and promoting. And in that regard, he's been fairly successful, and I think
he's quite a boxer now. I mean, the guy's been doing it for several years.
Hell no, bro.
He is,
did you watch his fight with Tommy Fury? He can't box, bro. He's not a box. He can't box. Tommy Fury is trash. And he made Tommy Fury look like Floyd Mayweather. Like,
look, these guys are they both would beat us in a boxing match because we don't box.
Of course, that's irrelevant.
Day, I think compared to like someone like Mike Tyson, obviously they're nobodies, but that's Mike Tyson. But I still think that they both train very hard and that they're both good at their craft. I mean, imagine having all of the resources in the world, all the money in the world. You don't got to worry about working and money. You just put everything you have into boxing for fun, and you have the world's best trainers. You got chefs. You got everyone taking care of everything for you, outlining everything for dude. You're gonna be good regardless.
Well, I would say he's better than he used to be. He can put together combinations. He changes levels, but like, bro, that's shit that like people figure out like in the boxing gym before they even like. He's not a good boxer. It is my opinion, but it's my opinion. He's not a good boxer. I don't think he'll ever be great. So I think considering where his skill level's at, I actually think he's playing the game pretty well.
He sells fights.
Yeah, he's picking his spots.
It's because he's influential in that sense, where he has a big following. That's why it's like The Rock. He's not the best actor, but sells a lot of movie tickets, puts asses in seats because he's popular.
Yeah, I don't think he could hang with even like an average boxer because I actually do think Tommy Fury's pretty trash. So
okay.
I
don't think. Yeah, I mean, if Jake were to fight an actual, someone very esteemed, I don't think it would go well.
Oh, he'd be annihilated. Yeah. It's just levels to the game, bro. Like it's absurd to think, unless he was an actual prodigy, it's absurd to think that as late in life as he did start boxing And yeah, he's dedicated himself. Like, I give him man props. He's absolutely dedicated himself. But like, bro, he just fought a 40-year-old retired UFC fighter. Not only could he not finish him, it's not like he dominated Nate. Nate gave him good rounds. Like, that's crazy, dude. Like, any like actual boxer would have put him away hella quick.
This show is simply the setup for movie. Yeah, I think everything's a setup for the movie.
I think it is. Yeah, I think in part it is. I've loved Star Wars for a long time, but has still amazing shows getting made by Disney, and Andor's peak Star Wars. Don't you say it, Jake. I'm glad you like the show, though. Glad you're having fun.
Netflix feels like the only limit is creators' imagination for originality. Disney Plus, the Disney brand, is holding them back for original cool stuff, in my opinion.
It's a fair point. That's a fair point, because Netflix isn't worried about that. What does George think about the new shows? Does Disney care what he thinks? If George doesn't care of the new shows, should we care? Keep rocking, guys. I mean, he's got a non-disparaging clause, so he can't even...
He can't say shit.
I bet he could say stuff privately, but like he could probably, as a shareholder, he could probably call him up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But yeah, I do think KSI is better than Jake. I saw that in chat. I absolutely agree. I'd love to explain my point to you guys, but I feel like he is made to. Dave will bend the knee to the mouse house. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, he has to, right?
Yeah, he's a company man. I mean, he's been with that company for a long time.
He'll do everything he can to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I agree. They literally gave Boba a whole personality. Gave Boba's whole personality to Mando. Yeah, a little bit.
Literally.
A little bit. Mm-hmm.
Dave Cannelli's the GOAT. Greek says there's literally a documentary on Disney Plus on why everyone loved Boba Fett, because he was so mysterious, looked super cool. No wonder people wanted a show.
For sure, bro. For sure. I agree with you. If Ahsoka is any good, I'll scream at the top of my lungs that this is what I wanted, and I won't stop crying. Right on, brother.
Bro, I keep seeing this. Like, what can someone
keep seeing what?
This. I don't. Where is he streaming our stream?
I mean, who cares? Like, I don't know who Red Bar is. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I just don't want them streaming my shit. Like, you can't do that. Like, what angle are you trying to play?
I don't know, brother. I just don't care.
Yeah, but it's my channel. If he's going to be streaming shit on my channel, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Oh, it's behind a paywall, somebody said. It's probably like a thing. I mean, honestly, I don't know who this guy is, but it's probably like a thing where he's watching a stream and then somebody goes and says that he's watching the stream and he likes commenting as people are talking about him watching the stream. Is probably what it is.
Yeah. Well, whatever, man. Fuck it. Gotta make money somehow, I guess.
Yeah. I got nothing to hide, bro. Just talking about Star Wars, you know?
I'm just so tired of people, doing shit like that to me. I'm over it. Don't let it happen anymore. I agree with you. If Ahsoka's any good, I'll scream at the top of my lungs that this is what I wanted, and I won't stop crying.
I can't believe he's going to not stop crying. Love y'all. Have a great day. Josh, let's fucking go. Natalie Portman. Theory, you the man. Can't wait for Ahsoka. Think it's going to be great. Haven't felt this way in a long time for Star Wars. That's cool, man. I hope so, too. I hope it's real good.
I have that lingering question. Why did Vader keep saying to Luke, I have to obey my master? Did Sidious booby trap his suit or something? No, that was just what he was loyal to at the end.
Yeah, he had given himself completely to the dark side, and that's just how that shit worked. He has to obey his master. They explore that in Lords of the Sith a little bit, actually. I really like that novel, and it's like cool. There's this scene with Palpatine, and he's like toying with Vader because like the responsibility of the master is to have all the power and to show the power, and like the responsibility of the apprentice is like to covet the power. And the day that the master can no longer hold that power and could be defeated by the apprentice, then the master no longer deserves the power. And like, so there's like a lot of like interplay between them in Lords of the Sith. And there was this one part I remember where like he's asking Vader about it, and Vader's like explaining it, and then he's like, and what do you see around you? And Vader like looks around and says like power or some shit like that. To look it up. It's cool. Good book.
Yeah, literally. Also, I need Movie Bros review for Oppenheimer. I still haven't.
Neither one of us have seen it. Yeah.
We suck.
Well, I don't know about that. I just haven't seen Oppenheimer.
Well, we just suck at watching movies.
Yeah.
Star Wars is really like a new religion, and of course, Disney wants to own this religion, says Rustums.
Are you going to Japan Celebration? I'm in if you're in. I'm unsubscribing to Disney Plus because their woke agendas. Marvel is done. Ahsoka is our last hope. Yeah, I'm thinking about going in Japan. I think that would be super fun. And yeah, Disney Plus is kind of in a rough spot. I am curious though. How are you gonna unsubscribe and check out Ahsoka? What's the strategy there?
What's up? Hope you all are doing all right. JW, is there a right time of day to post where it hits the algorithm? Oh, just wondering, how does that work? No, man, you just post. Don't even worry about it.
There's nothing in the timing that will supersede if a video is good. So like at the end of the day, like I've looked at a lot of this shit. At the end of the day, if a video is really good and it serves like a wide audience, it doesn't matter when you release it. It might not do well right away, but eventually like the algo will pick it up and probably serve it out and then get more data that people like it, et cetera, et cetera. So no, the defining factor is make great content that people want to watch.
Yeah, if a video is good, people are going to share it around.
Yeah.
I'll list some examples of buzzkill saying, if I don't like the Brie Larson, I'm a sexist, or saying I'm stupid because I like Kenobi and Deborah Chow.
Who's ever said that?
I don't think anyone's ever said
like
that.
Mariana, like I think what you're describing is statements that are so outlandish that like at face value, you shouldn't be offended. Like it's like somebody calling you a murderer. Like that's so ridiculous. Like why would you can't be offended by that? You know you're not a murderer. You know this person's out of pocket. So like I just feel like you're letting people get to you a little bit too much, man.
Happy Monday. Love y'all's stream. Thoughts on Andrew Tate? I feel like he would be a Zabrak in the Star Wars universe. Andrew Tate would be probably part of Death Watch.
Andrew Tate in Star Wars.
I could see him being Pre-Vizsla or something like that.
I bet he'd be a crime lord.
Like a Hutt?
Maybe.
I could see him being... He's not a Jedi. He's not a Sith. Yeah, I'll go with the Mandalorian. I can see that.
Hey guys, never catch you guys live, but always listen the next day during work. Thanks for making my boring work from home job fun. Hashtag if it bombs, she gone. Hell yeah, brother.
Thanks, Nikki.
Got you.
Nikki Ice. You guys do know Hayden loves Deborah Chow.
Bro, what is Mariana? Why? Like your defense of Deborah Chow is like crazy.
Yeah, no comment.
Like, come on, man. Like,
No comment.
Like, maybe we're just different, Mariana. Like, maybe we just
no comment.
Yeah, like what?
I always felt the clones that died pre-Order 66 were lucky to be able to go out as friends, comrades to the Jedi. Dave did a great job portraying this with Vaughn in season 7 when he dies talking to Ahsoka. I think it's kind of interesting how they're making a lot of the clones turn to good now as Order 66 kind of expires.
I mean, in like Bad Batch and stuff.
Like Cody and everything.
Well, they do have a pretty up close look at what the Empire actually is, and I think a lot of them had different ideas of what they were building when they were in the war. So I think it kind of makes sense.
Who's more powerful and would destroy the other? An Obscurus from Fantastic Beasts versus Revenge of the Sith, Palps. And if so, Dumbledore versus Gandalf the Grey. Dumbledore wins, and Palpatine
Palps. Wins. Yep. See? Thanks for the sticker, bruh. No. George clearly says the Force controls. Look up. George Lucas explicitly explains the Force. Okay, let's see here. Let me look this up. George Lucas explicitly explains the Force. I mean, I found a Reddit post, but it's like huge. Okay. Okay, wait. Finally, here's an important quote from the Mortis arc of Clone Wars, which George is hugely involved in. It is only here that I can control them. A family in balance, the light and the dark, day with night, destruction replaced by creation. Too much light or dark would be the undoing of life as you understand it. That's really interesting. Okay, so here's something that George said here. So the idea of temptation is one of the things we struggle against, and the temptation obviously is the temptation to go to the dark side. One of the themes throughout the films is that the Sith Lords, when they started out thousands of years ago, embraced the dark sides. They were greedy and self-centered, and they all wanted to take over, so they killed each other. Eventually, there was only one left, and that one took an apprentice. And for thousands of years, the master would teach the apprentice. The master would die, and the apprentice would teach another apprentice, becoming the master, and so on. But there could never be any more than two of them, because if there were, they would get rid of the leader, which is exactly what Vader was trying to do. And that's exactly what the Emperor was trying to do. The Emperor was trying to get rid of Vader, and Vader was trying to get rid of the Emperor. And that is the antithesis of symbiotic relationship, in which if you do that, you become cancer. You eventually kill the host and everything dies. That's a wild quote by George. Holy shit. I don't see him talking about it controlling you.
I haven't seen the Plinkett reviews. What's that?
Oh, they're great, dude. They're great. Red Letter Media.
Mariana.
Elijah, you're going to have to hit me up with that. You're going to have to hit me up with that privately, because I can't find what you're talking about here, brother. Oh, Mariana, I think that you're going too far. I feel like you're like really sensitive about this for whatever topic or for whatever reason. And you're drawing all sorts of conclusions that are just like ridiculous.
Yeah, man, lighten up, dude. Life's short. We're just having fun, just making jokes. We're not even making jokes. People are making jokes. We're just talking about it. Like, what's the big deal, man?
I think the BBL thing is hilarious, and it's hilarious because it's ridiculous, and bringing it into a conversation about Star Wars directors and stuff is hilarious. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
It's just, just having a good time. No harm, no foul. I don't mean any disrespect. We're literally just reacting to photos of people making and putting it in our Discord.
Guys, respect for standing up for what you believe in with Star Wars. Question for Theory. Did you ever watch Red Letter Media's famous prequel reviews? Thoughts? If not, would you consider reacting / live streaming to it? I love those reviews, but I feel like you will not like them. I feel like you would get pretty upset.
Pretty triggered. Yeah, I watched. No, I don't watch their stuff. I think I don't really see them as like people you can really. It seems like they're doing a lot for the camera. They're not really like people that are just talking. So it gets very acting.
Yeah, for sure. They're hilarious, but I think they actually have true criticisms of film. But it's absolutely satirical, raw, crass, like all these different things. But I think this shit's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, I haven't seen it because
And I love the prequels, but like, bro, they shred the prequels, and it's funny the way they do it, in my opinion. So
Yeah, maybe it'd be funny to react to it.
that, like, you could get, I mean, you getting triggered might be hilarious by it too, you know?
Well, I did a reaction to two guys that were shitting on the prequel trilogy. What was their name? And one guy was okay. The other guy was a dickhead. And they started talking about his divorce with his wife or whatever. And I was like, so that's the problem.
Okay.
I forgot the channel name. I don't know. I posted the clip on my Star Wars Theory Plus channel. Where is it?
Okay, so got a vid for me. It's 5 minutes though. Elijah, I might need to watch this later, brother.
I'm trying to find it. Where is it?
So I think just based off of the first 30 seconds of that video.
This one.
Which one?
I would diagnose Anakin with something called borderline personality disorder. Now, I want to be very
Oh,
clear.
okay.
People with borderline personality disorder don't end up to be
They don't turn into-
homicidal lunatics.
Oh, they don't massacre
This guy seems like a dick. Honestly, like the whole time, it just was such a Jesus.
children and blow up entire planets.
No.
Well, we're dealing
Oh,
with a young man who was brought up believing that he was basically immaculately conceived, raised by his
True.
mother, who were enslaved. So
True.
a lot of good things going on there. Did
So-
have a good relationship with his mom.
Does he hate sand?
He finds it coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. You already guessed who it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gets taken away from his mom to go.
So is Red Letter Media stuff like this?
No, not from what I've seen. I mean,
go
I don't
to-
really know who these guys
Alright,
are. Is that their like shtick though? Do they have like? Did they try to break it down from like a psychological personality perspective?
Yeah, I
or-
think
Alright.
the guy on the left is a shrink. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Same
I can see
psychologist,
it.
and he made a
Combat.
channel. That's
Yeah.
Let's see.
He goes off.
Not this guy.
Starts learning how to be a Jedi. Has a father figure who is killed. Then has a brother figure. Becomes sort of a father figure who's not that
Mhm.
great.
You will be a Jedi. I promise.
You
Just a lot
you
of-
don't even like talking about this.
I don't like talking about it.
Okay, so let's address this head on. Let's be real for a second, because this is therapy. You don't like the Star Wars prequels.
I hate them. I hate them.
Well, there you go. I mean, he hates the prequels. Yeah.
Time here.
Yeah.
Get everywhere. They're bad films.
Kids like Jar Jar. Why?
Look at my hat.
Yeah. Okay, so he has a lot of loss, a lot of pain, and then he breaks bad.
Kills a bunch of kids. Goes full evil.
Goes full Walter White. He's even bald. You know,
Yeah,
turns into more,
sure.
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really gross.
What are his symptoms?
His symptoms of all the loss and everything else is mostly just being real mopey and whiny.
Why couldn't I
Doesn't
I
understand.
mean, that's true.
stay for?
Yeah.
He is mopey and whiny.
Really,
But there's a reason, Josh.
But I'm not mad at somebody pointing out something that's
My
true.
God, you're
about
turning
the
into this
prequels.
guy. This is you. This is
No,
gonna be
it's just
you.
like I can appreciate people. I mean, first of all, like I went to film school, bro, and like motherfuckers shredded the prequels on the daily. So like I've seen it all.
Yeah,
And to
those
be honest
film
with you,
school weenies
they
are
are weird movies. They're structured strangely. I do think though that Sith is like actually pretty flawless. Damn near almost a masterpiece. But like, yeah, the first one was so structurally different than what had come before. Like I can totally appreciate OT fans that like watched that and were like, what the fuck is this? Like it's very different. I think it works though. Like I personally like it, right? But yeah, no, I totally acknowledge they're not. I don't think they're as sound movies as OT. Like no, I don't even think it's close. Maybe Sith, but the first two, like, bro, what?
Nikki Ice says, have you ever thought about dropping merch benefiting cancer research, i.e. St. Jude's? I'm a massive Star Wars fan, and father died of cancer. Would love to buy a 666 hat for a great cause and promoting your awesome channel. Oh, dude, I'm really sorry to hear that. I think St. Jude's would actually make more money if I were to just do a charity stream. And so I've raised about, I think, 100 grand now, over 100 grand for US for St. Jude's in
Yeah.
3 streams. We did one on Star Wars Theory. It raised, I think it was it 70,000? Or am I wrong?
I
Was it
don't
40
remember.
40,000?
I remember I was on that stream for a while, but I don't remember what the number was.
Yeah, that was 11, 12-hour stream. And then there was another one on Cobra Kai Theory that was $5,000. And then there was one on another one on Star Wars Theory that raised, I think, $30,000. So those definitely make more money than merch, because in the merch, a whole portion of it goes to Teespring, and then the other portion would go to me. So it's like, let's say, one of my hats. Let's say it's $30 a hat. I make like anywhere from, it varies depending on the hat, but like $7-8 a hat, and then the rest of it goes to Teespring. So yeah, but then again, like I don't buy the product unless it's one of those special launches. Then I do have to do that. But like the fleece, the ones that are coming out, that you guys will see. But
Dude,
yeah,
I literally, you remember how you were doing the embroidered shit and they screwed it up? Bro, look at this. I did the same thing. And I'm not actually even doing this through Teespring. This is like a hoodie I'm working on for the comic
Something
book
else.
that I'm making.
Mhm.
And dude, it took extra long. They like did the order through embroidered and it came in a different bag and it's still screened.
Right.
I'm like, what are you guys doing over there? So
It's
now I
very
have go
hard
through
to
this
make
whole
embroidered shit.
stupid process. It's like,
Yeah.
God, they suck, bro.
I know. It's like making anything embroidered is like extremely difficult. But hey, they got it right finally. But it was a process for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope we get to see George's full ideas for 7 to 12. Crazy how we felt like 6 was the perfect ending, but still had 6 other stories in the chamber.
Yeah, it is interesting for sure. But like we said, like he went back and forth on it though, because there were times when he was like, nope, and there were times when he was like, it's happening. So
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Any chance of you making an AI CGI fanfic of Ezra and Thrawn time together on Chiss? Maybe Ezra finding his Mara Jade. I'm just starting to experiment with AI fan fictions. I've been really doing my research on AI photos for the last probably 6 to 7 months, and I've gotten pretty good at it. But now I'm experimenting with AI voices with 11 Labs, and it's bringing a lot of fan fictions to life, and I'm really liking
It's
the way
so
that
cool,
it's looking
dude.
and sounding. So what I'm doing is I'm releasing a fan fiction on the channel in just a few days. Tomorrow I'll probably release the audio version of it on the podcast side. But what you guys can expect is that I'm going to be actually combining AI with artists. So like this one artist I have, GFX, on Instagram, which you guys know I've worked with him a lot before. His stuff's great. He's actually going to be going into the AI photos and then changing and manipulating them and doing because there's certain stuff that AI cannot do, and it will never be better than an actual artist that you hire, but it's just cost effective and it's quicker. So what he's going to do, he's going to go in there and fix up a lot of the stuff that doesn't look right, and then he's going to move a lot of the backgrounds and the characters and stuff and make things kind of like your videos, Josh, with Warhammer. And bring them to life and make them move.
Yeah, it's good stuff. That stuff's getting crazier and crazier, man. The abilities. She gone.
Yeah, Invincible's great.
Invincible's fire, bro. I'm very excited for season 2.
Hey, Theory, ordered an Order 66 hoodie several months ago and got the version that wasn't embroidered. I thought a replacement would be sent, but could be wrong. Much love, bro. Keep up the good work. Oh, Seth. Months ago, embroidered. That was like back in November. So there was nothing that
we
was
were just talking about that, though.
Yeah, there was nothing that was supposed to be embroidered beyond that. But if you feel like you got the wrong product, let me know, and let me know the order number. And then I'll send it to my rep at Teespring, and then they'll hopefully be able to take care of everything for you.
Yeah. Recently took my daughter to Galaxy's Edge. Am I the only one who feels it's a huge miss and a waste? Doesn't feel like Star Wars. The canteen is okay. They're too stubborn to ever change it to OTPT. Yeah, I guess. I mean, we'll see. They might eventually change it if numbers dip. Who knows? But yeah, it's a little underwhelming. The canteen is cool though.
Oh, what the hell? Was chat saying shit about Mariana? Come on, chat. Don't do that. Mariana's one of us. And that's what I want to purport, man, is that people like Mariana can have their opinions on things and on like our show, how I conduct myself on the channel. Like having opinions that you don't agree with is extremely vital for life. And so I encourage Mariana to say these kinds of things. If I disagree with them, then I will have that conversation with Mariana. You know, it's like it's normal to disagree on stuff. At Ahsoka or Awoka, despite the track record, I'm holding strong in the Ahsoka camp.
I don't know what this means, but yes.
I don't know.
Yes, C-Dub. Yes. Do you guys think we'll get 1 minute or 2 minutes of Ahsoka twerking? Try 5, dude. Or am I being too pessimistic and there'll actually be 3? I'm thinking 5 straight minutes.
Damn. Lizzo style.
Oh, God. I have a concern about the watch parties. Any idea what we'll do about the ads that are now on Disney Plus getting refreshed on Ahsoka for the show?
Oh, wow. Are there ads now? Well,
There's
I mean,
an
I
ad
have the
tier, but the percentage of people that
Right.
have that tier apparently is like incredibly small.
Yeah, no one wants ads, dude. They'll pay the
Yeah,
extra few bucks to not get ads.
Yeah.
What's up, Narat?
Hey,
you doing,
Theory and
Josh?
Josh. Hope you both are doing well. May the force be with you. Thanks, brother. Hope
Thanks,
you're
bro.
doing well as well. I mean, dude, at this point, probably not.
Probably
I
not.
mean, like, I'd love to have the time to do that, but I don't. And you know, even with the Warhammer channel, like, I talked myself out of it for a long time, and then I was like, dude, but you love Warhammer, like you might as well do it. And I'm kind of doing it at my own pace, which allows it to fit into my schedule the way that I need it to. So look, collaborations are tough. I say no to collaborations like almost every day. Like
Oh.
I'm like, sorry, like no, like sorry, no, you know.
Oh, dude. Missouri, is that your edit? Is it okay that I'm using it? I can change it if you like. Just let me know. I just searched it in Google. I thought it was like a regular image from Ahsoka. Like a regular Ahsoka image.
I didn't even see the thumbnail.
Yeah. Let me know, man. I can remove it if you want.
She gone.
Yeah. Got fired from work today and actually never been more at peace. Thank you guys for keeping my spirits up and keeping me entertained. Also, Josh, really been loving the Nerdvenger streams.
Hell yeah, man. We've been having some good streams.
Yo, dude, best of luck with the next job, man. One door closes, another one opens, baby.
Yep. Saw an ad for Ahsoka on the side of a bus the other day. Might just be me, but I never saw similar ads for other shows besides Mando. Could be a good sign. Well, it was a good sign on the side of that bus.
I've been waiting for 40 minutes. Please answer my super chat. Yeah, we're still an hour behind, so we're getting to everyone's. Sorry, man.
Josh, I need some nerd coin. I'm addicted. Phew. Hit me up next time you're in the tower. We'll see what's up.
Do you think the MCU needs a hard reboot, Josh?
No, I don't. But I think that the fact that people are calling for a hard reboot should be like a really crazy wake up call for them. But no, I don't think they need a reboot.
Do you agree that Ezra is a super underrated character?
Yes.
I'm not a huge Ezra fan, to be honest. I just don't care about him too much. I know.
Can you upload the Nerd Theory podcast to YouTube podcast playlist? I noticed they stopped being uploaded 8 months ago. I'd love to watch them all in one place.
Oh, you mean to mine? Like to the Nerd Theory podcast? Yeah. I'll go in and I'll try to do that all in one shot.
Yeah.
You think Thrawn will be the main villain in Ahsoka, or do you think they will try to gas him up for his second season? They'll gas him up.
Nah,
But
man, I
he'll
think Thrawn's
he'll
the
be
main
in
villain.
there. He'll be in there.
Yeah.
But I think that they're going to definitely use him in the next season. Like he's not.
Well, I don't know if there even is a next season. I think the movie comes next. So I think I think Ahsoka's gonna end off with like, oh shit, Thrawn. Did you guys see Death Battle Vader versus Obito from Naruto? No, I didn't watch it. Sorry.
Most goated anime arc. I'm going with Twilight of the Princess. Ooh, I don't know. Probably
Mortis
Vegeta's
arc.
Majin Vegeta.
I mean, that shit was sick. The Android Saga into the Clone Wars. I think he's talking about Star Wars though.
Oh,
Um,
I'm still gonna say Majin Vegeta.
yeah, for sure.
Well, anime. I probably. I still think the Mortis arc is one of the most interesting.
Yeah, Mortis arc is incredible. Season 7, the final arc of season 7 was incredible.
Yeah, incredible. But I really also really like Tales of the Jedi. So
Tales of the Jedi is dope as hell, of course, of course, of course. Hey guys, Saz, I missed it. Can't you elaborate One Piece live action a bit? Also, content, Ahsoka, can't wait. We can't. I know nothing about One Piece, so we can't elaborate on it. Sorry.
Aside from the original films, the New Jedi Order novels were peak Star Wars, gritty, hardcore. Disney Star Wars is so goofy, campy, unserious by comparison.
True. You'll get no argument here.
See the BuzzFeed article where they asked people under NDAs to anonymously reveal stuff. There was something about Disney, the sequels in there. Oh, I didn't see this.
What? That sounds like some grade A BuzzFeed clickbait.
That'd be pretty cool though.
That sounds like some bullshit to me.
Are you gonna?
But maybe it's true.
Josh? Hold on.
Bro, BuzzFeed though.
23 expired. NDA secrets revealed.
BuzzFeed though.
Hold on, let's see. Oh, here it is. The Star Wars sequel trilogy had a plan, and you can even see the narrative coming over the hill from the closing moments of The Last Jedi. Kylo Ren was supposed to die evil. He was literally supposed to be an embodiment of the antithesis of the hero's journey. It would be Rey's one great failure. She could not save him. It was supposed to be a message to young girls that just because you want to fix someone, it doesn't mean you'll always succeed.
And this is from NDAs. They found this shit off their NDAs.
However, the powers that be chickened out when they saw how huge the Reylo fandom was and scrapped their plans and hired J.J. Abrams to make Rise of Skywalker. I cannot wait for the tell-alls to be written about the making of that trilogy. I have tons more details about what went down too.
No, they
like
don't.
Adam Driver only being down for the role if the ending stayed the same, and how pissed he was when it changed.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit, bro. I'm telling you, this is not real. Bullshit. It sounds like a somebody's diary.
I don't know, Josh.
Hell no. Hell no. That shit ain't real. The sequel trilogy
is it
plan.
real?
You could see it from the end of the second movie. Like, come on, man. What are you even talking about?
In all seriousness, I'm hyped for the show, bros.
Hell yeah. You may ban me 10 minutes. Talk discard and King Cock will never be suppressed. Raw. Dude, good for you.
Dude, I made King Cox. I made that.
Good for you, man. Jennifer Higgins says, my goodness, it's been I almost thought she said fart too long since I've been able to catch a Nerd Theory. Here's a little donation to give thanks for seeing your beautiful faces. Aww.
Oh,
cheers from Alaska. May the force be with you.
Oh, cool.
Nice. How's Alaska?
Yeah, I'd love to see Alaska. Ahsoka as bad as Lulu's bananas.
Dude, I made a tweet joke about it where I said, I bet those bananas went down easier than that Mando episode.
What?
I'm not proud of it.
I thought not. It's not a story that...
So uncivilized. Once again, you've proved if you'll excuse me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Maybe in 20 years we'll get a definitive Star Wars timeline with a mix of old new canon. Would you prefer that or erase everything made by Disney?
Well, they're never going to erase everything made by Disney, even if another company buys it, because they'll want people to watch it on their stupid service. They'll probably never retcon it. But the hope is that it just gets better and that they have a cohesive vision moving forward for it. So,
My clones.
my clones.
Is there going to be a young Ahsoka scene? Supposedly Savannah Stein is playing her. I heard about this. Yeah,
Possibly.
I heard about this. Or like a Clone Wars scene.
Mhm. I love that nerd theory always feels like real nerds talking shop, like having debates at a comic shop. You guys are the best. Some people just don't get it, and that's fine. But don't come in the comic shop then. Yo, I actually really appreciate that, man. Thank
That's
you.
probably like the best super chat
best
we've
way to
done
say it.
in forever.
It's a good way to say it.
Yeah. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Remember for 10 months. What's up, Corey Knutson? No, I'm not that guy that Joff went out. Oh, shit. His name was actually Zane. I just like Bane and drive a Z20. Oh, cool.
Nice, dude. Yeah, no, I mean, it's all good, even if you were that Zane, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's all love. Where's the link to that new Ahsoka sweater? Yeah, that shit was dope, bro. How'd you make that? You made that with Teespring?
Yeah, I think, we
Teespring gets it.
outsourced. We outsourced. So,
Yeah, so they can do that and outsource, but they can figure out their own embroidered shit. What?
So I have a representative there. I'm one of their top creators, their top earners.
Oh.
So they have all these private, like other third party companies that we reach out to. And I was like, look, I really want to take my merch to the next level. I'm tired of doing like just like regular shit. Let's go big for the fall. I love wearing Patagonia fleece. I love
You
wearing
told them
Patagonia.
that? I love wearing Patagonia fleece. And they were like, let's do it.
I said I love wearing these Patagonia fleece sweaters. You guys have seen it in the wintertime. I always wear these like cuddly sweaters and they have like cool patterns. I'm like, look, and I showed them because we do check-in calls every week to few weeks, and they're out in the UK. And so I showed them a few of the sweaters. I'm like, look, I would love to create something like this, but you know, inspired by the world we all love, the galaxy we all love. And so back and forth, and eventually we came across that, and it's like I think it's my best design. I think it's so fucking dope.
Dude, I'm gonna hit him up and be like, yo, I'm Theory's friend. I do the podcast with them. I want that Theory treatment. And I want it now.
Yeah. Did you want me to give you my contact there?
Dude, hell yeah, give me the contact.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
First thing I'll do is be like, yo, fix this embroidered shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm really excited for that launch. I think it's gonna be the biggest
I mean,
launch
all jokes
of-
aside, it looks sick, dude. Like
It
I saw
does,
it in the
yeah,
video,
and-
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, and we're this one is so they sent samples, right? This one's gonna be all
Okay.
black. So this no more gray. I think blacked
Okay.
out is the way to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Black here, black everywhere, and then just red sleeves like that. I think that's gonna be a better look. And they sent me the mock-up design on over the internet. Looks good. So, but yeah, I'm excited for the Snips one. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it looks cool.
And then we're doing the hat too, the Order 66 hat with the blue lines and then orange around it. So it's gonna be sick.
That is pretty sick. Heard of merchandise, Tales of the Bounty Hunter and Tales of Jabba's Palace, just a few books featuring Fett and how I came to appreciate him. Hard merchandise, Tales of the Bounty Hunters and Tales from Jabba's Palace. Sick, dude. Let them know. Let those Boba haters know.
Late work night, fellows. Glad I caught you live. Can't wait for Ahsoka. I have faith in Filoni, especially with Ahsoka and Anakin. The best times are the anticipation. We can think up all the FT and hope.
Yeah.
What's up, Nick? Hope you're doing well, bro.
Hope you're doing well, man. I was saying Balin and Night Sis are Shin's parents.
Yeah, I have a hard time.
I don't know about that, brother.
saying that. Yeah.
Maruk is a werewolf from King Arthur's story. Oh, yeah? Interesting. I don't remember that.
Inquisitor. What's up, boys? Just finished Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and I totally felt Theory's pain with the Bode boss fight. He was a complete bastard. Took me an hour. Dude, took me like 50. But we finished it.
What's the chance Balin end up being former Padawan to Pong Krell? Doubt it. Both seem to have the same tendency to work for the rising power in the galaxy. Yeah, maybe. He probably had a master, so could be. I just don't see it. But.
Henry Cavill is pretty masculine. He likes Warhammer 40K.
Don't tell anybody. Talked about WDW Pro. You think Disney is struggling as bad as reported by Pro and Valiant Records? Stock price halved. Box office tanking. Disney Plus losing money. Florida drama. Forced Hulu buyout. Oh yeah, I mean Disney's in the thralls, man. Like they're definitely going through it. And they have all kinds of challenges. So I don't know exactly what they've said, so I can't necessarily like co-sign it, but I agree that Disney is going through it right now. Absolutely. Streaming sports clips in a fade. Hell yeah, bro. Good for you.
Theory, can you put out a 3XL and the new fleece is coming out? I could talk to them about that. Yeah, sure.
Talk to them
sure.
about it. Off topic, but I've been loving your Theory Talks channel. Love all the optimism, goodwill from yourself and the community. I'm moving to my own place next week with roommates. Finally, my
Without
own
roommates.
space. Without roommates. Okay,
That's
hell
gonna
yeah,
be
dude.
epic. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
man.
that's awesome. Yeah,
That's gonna
good
be
for you.
awesome. That's a beautiful feeling. Congrats, man.
Good for you, man.
What's up, Dirty?
Matthew says Wolverine, Cyclops, and Jean Grey versus Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka. Dude, take Cyclops and Wolverine off, and it's still Jean. Like, are you kidding me? Jean Grey, the perfect host for the Phoenix Force, Phoenix of the White Crown, Omega level mutant in her own right.
Okay, but then we got to give what form of Jean Grey? Then we got to give Anakin full power potential. Only fair.
Yeah, well, if you give Anakin full power potential, it would probably take Phoenix Jean for sure. If it was White Phoenix Jean, it wouldn't even be a fight. I guess it would depend on how fortified Anakin's mind is. And as I'm saying that, I'm laughing because Palpatine was fucking with him like the whole time. So yeah, I think Jean Grey would probably make mincemeat of Anakin.
Blasphemous. I think Ahsoka will turn Star Wars around, but it will not turn Disney Star Wars around. I have faith in Dave, though. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a fair take, yeah. Keeping it simple, gentlemen. You're my favorite YouTubers. I found you separately. Thought it was crazy when you guys collaborated. That's fun. Thank you for the entertainment. May the force be with you always. Thanks, man. Appreciate that,
bro. Yeah. Who wins a 1v1, Darth Vitiate or Darth Sidious?
Sidious.
I would say Sidious.
If they were both trying to take over the galaxy, that might be a little bit different because Vitiate was an effective commander, and didn't he have like that one fleet?
Like, well, he was alive for forever.
Yeah.
Sidious was like 120. That's it.
Yeah.
Star Wars means a lot to me. My dad took me to see the original when I was 3, and I was hooked. He died a few days ago. Watching you helps me a lot. I'm really sorry to hear about your loss, Sith and Mordor.
Yeah,
I think Star Wars is a beautiful experience that many of us share with a lot of our dads and parents.
Yeah,
and friends.
Very familiar for sure.
Yeah. Again, sorry, man. Sorry for your loss.
Been a while since I watched live. Happy 7 years. Wishing y'all more love, more laughs, more life. Any possibility a nude calendar collaboration? May the force be with you. I'm going to say there's a slim chance, but I'm not going to rule it out forever, Jesse, because I want you to have hope. So,
damn. Give the people what they want, Josh. Love you guys. Would you still come on to tell... Love you guys. Would still love to come on and tell you and your fans about my chats with Ashley X Time, Atlanta, Jat, and Billy D. Oh, yeah. Cool, man. I remember you.
I can't stand that wannabe tough guy image Jake Paul puts out. He needs to fight Terrence Crawford, Omaha Brawler, and that misplaced nonsense quick. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd necessarily go that far. I don't hate his I feel like he's gaming and he's doing his thing. I just don't think he's a good boxer. Like, that's it. But again, I don't think that's even what he's trying to do.
I think him and his team picks his next fighters very strategically.
Hell yeah. Nate's a great choice. Apparently they both made 8 figures. That's a dub, bro. Oh, Jesus.
Why do people hate on Dave so much? It never used to do that.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. I'll let this rest for a little bit and I'll pop it back on.
I don't know why people hate Dave so much. No,
there's a lot of Filoni hate these days, and I remember seeing it more over the past couple of years. I just honestly think Like, I think some of it comes from that whole thing where he was talking about like the female characters, and I think people just don't want Disney Star Wars to have any hope. You know what I mean? Like, I think some people truly just they hate it and they hate everything that's happened so much that like that hate is spilling over onto Dave. And like, honestly, totally cool if you feel that way. I certainly do not. And I'm just look, I'm gonna go to bat for my guy like every time. So I think Dave is I think he's the guy, man. I think he's that dude.
I think so too. What's up, Brian? Love you guys. Would still love to come on and wait, did Brian just send this? Brian sent this twice.
No, I think it was a
Brian sent this with an alt account.
He sent it on alt.
Ah,
shit, Brian.
Exposed.
Game in the system, bro.
Exposed, Brian. Look at the video of me meeting Hayden. Can you tweet me a link?
Tweet a link. I don't know if any have suggested, but you should merch shirt with Moff Gideon reaching out in despair with an explosion in the background. My clones. Yeah, that would be kind of funny, huh?
My clones.
I was talking about. You want to take this one, or you want me to?
I'll take it. I was talking about BBL Deborah Chow joke from last stream, not KK. I hate KK. Guys are being too unrealistically mean to her when outside factors came out why Kenobi failed. Vader's suit actor on IG revealed it was the budget. Dude, I could have made the Kenobi show amazing with no money at all. It would just be writing and a fan fiction with slides and images. So
I'll tell you
the
this,
budget
Mariana.
that Disney had of $190 million, they could have made the most amazing thing ever. I mean, wasn't Star Wars Episode 4 made with 40 million, 30 million or something like that? So
I'm not sure. But look, here's what I'll say, Mariana. At this point, I'm getting the feeling that you're really passionate about this. So send me an email with your evidence as to why it's not Deborah's fault, and I'll look over the evidence. It's the best I could do.
thanks, Mariana. Remember when Collider had shows on their channel? Yeah, but it's
no, I do.
different owner now.
Mm-hmm. Who had more? What?
The same midichlorians.
The midichlorians.
Luke or Leia, the same. Equal.
Yeah. You
Think
did
you can
email
still
Mariana,
understand
but you didn't lay out your case. You just said you were mad.
Things you can say
things
about
you
the
can say-
sequels, but not your significant other. Should never have been created.
Oh my god, it's a good one. I sent you a screenshot. No, did you? Okay. Well, what's this? Is the screenshot like? Is it ironclad? Does it like solve the case?
Much love, Damien. I'm ready for the watch party. He's going to be watching both you and Josh at the same time for the Ahsoka premiere.
Oh
The
man,
Bug.
I can't wait for the Ahsoka premiere. Also super nervous.
Yeah,
Beskar
Beskar
Grievous would be OP. Y'all sleeping? No, you're sleeping, bro. Wake up.
It'd be nuts.
But also, yes, off topic. But what the Acolyte director has said about George and having better lightsaber duels has turned me off. I'm not watching it unless Nerd in Theory says it's actually good. Well, we'll go see what it is, and we'll let you know, brother. Let you know.
Don't have time to watch as much anymore, but still love both you guys. Love you too, Justin Lopez, and thanks for being
man.
a member, man.
Appreciate
What's
you.
up, Vincent? How you been?
What's
Been
up,
focused on
brother?
training lately, so haven't been able to catch these lives that much anymore. Hope all is well. Also got ticks for New York Comic Con finally. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, man, but I'm glad you're
Nice.
keeping busy. Glad you're keeping busy, bro.
Yeah, that's cool. If Luke and Ahsoka were to have children, what do you think the name is going to be? Jafar.
Abu. Is it me or when the actors turned on Disney strike, all the shills did too, and I've been wanting to for the time, but it wasn't cool to be anti-Disney. Yeah, dude, shills, they don't have a backbone. They just go to whatever the mob is going to, and they want to be part of the newest trend and the newest thing, and they don't actually have any sort of backbone. Like I said, they just they waver.
Yeah,
you're
it's
over here
funny.
today. Okay, oh, you're over here. All right, well, we're over there. Oh, okay, whoa, here we, whoa.
Yeah, no,
That's them.
I tend to agree. I think too, it's like weird
sure.
because like it's the same Disney, like the whole, you know what I mean? Like it's the same Disney. It's not like they were great before, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden they're just not paying people properly, and all of a sudden they're this horrible out of touch corporation. Like, nah, bro, they've been that.
Lizzo foreshadowed in the Book of Boba Fett episode 2.
That's no moon.
No. Where? I know you're making a joke, but where? Which one?
Because it's Lizzo. It's not a moon.
Ahsoka Tano will die in the new show. She is not in Force Awakens.
Ah, shit, you're right. R.I.P.
Damn, crazy. Theory asks for Patagonia fleece, and he gets it. Theory is the CEO of Teespring Big Baller Moves. Josh, get us some Patagonia Luke Ahsoka merch.
I'm gonna do something like that. I'm gonna go look up a bunch of fancy fabrics and tell them I need it.
It's just look, I didn't get that treatment from the beginning. It's just because I moved numbers.
I've
That's
got
all
many leather-bound books. My house smells of rich mahogany.
Fuck.
Ever since seeing Star Wars in 1978, I have seen the galaxy go back and forth. At least the Force is still strong. Unfortunately, Disney just don't get it.
Yeah. No, Theory, this is the best super chat you've gotten. Praise our Darth Lord and Savior George Lucas. Take it easy, my bros. Thank you, man.
Thanks, brother. Sup, guys? Just got both my boys, my clones, to sleep. So now getting some relaxation time watching you guys live. Keep up the great work. Hell yeah, man.
Cool.
Bro, it's the best when you get the kid to sleep. Oh man.
Who would be the best and worst celebrity cameo in Ahsoka, in your opinions?
Lizzo.
Lizzo. Yeah. Is the Inquisitor in the new Ahsoka show Starkiller? No, and I don't think Starkiller will ever see the light of day in canon.
Yeah, dude, come on, man.
He's too powerful.
Come on, Caleb. Come on, man. Ahsoka will be fired because Josh usually has negative leak info by now. Yeah, that's low-key true, I guess. We would probably have heard some shit. Josh doesn't care about Lando, and to be honest, neither do I. Yeah, have you seen that? Where like they like are there's some movement on like the Lando show, and like at this point, like I just don't care.
Give me a Luke show. I don't care about Lando.
Like I feel like the Lando show should have happened,
years
ago. Yeah.
What's up, boys? Glad to see Hayden Christensen wearing your prequels hat Theory. That's awesome. Did you ever watch Trailer Park Boys being from Canada? No, I never really watched it. I was never into it.
It's pretty funny. I haven't
But
seen
it was super popular here. Yeah, super popular.
Thanks, guys. All is good so far. Been a year this month since I finished chemo. Sometimes I wonder if the hardest part was getting through Kenobi.
Holy shit.
That show was a turd with great cameos from PT. Yeah, for sure, bro. That's funny.
Bro, imagine being on chemo and having cancer and the same Kenobi was
and having to what? I know. Ew, boy.
Fuck. Some people hate Dave because and Nick, we're really happy to hear that, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. Some people hate Dave because he retcons a lot. Yeah, but I kind of low-key love that about him. Yeah, okay. Dude. Love you, both of you. But Darth Vitiate would absolutely stomp Palps. Palps needed an entire fleet of planet killers, while Vitiate was a planet killer all by himself. Damn. Okay, well, maybe you caught me slipping here. Maybe I don't know about Vitiate.
I think Palpatine is just too smart to lose. The only reason he lost to Vader was because he was engulfed by the dark side and his hatred for Luke. And he couldn't sense that Vader was going to betray him. And so when he was in the air, he was like, I don't know what to do. I'm just full of hatred. That's in the book. It wasn't the budget. They had money. They rushed it out. Yep, they did.
It was probably Deborah Chow's friggin' BB.
Jake's last performance. D-Man Lewis and KSI will KO him easily. I see certain things that tell me that. Can't wait for him to fight Tommy Fumbles.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the thing with Jake is like when he gets tired, all the technique goes away and it just becomes really unorthodox, which is, like normal, but that's not what like high level people do.
So let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yes, no, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I can hear the lisp on Deborah Chow. I don't know what this means.
Like they're nerds. Or something. So yeah, why do people support Deborah Chow so much? Like, why do you guys support Disney so much and what they do with the shows? Like, what is the allure? Like, what are you not Star Wars fans, or are you Disney fans, or like what's blindly, constantly supporting something when there's clear evidence that it's been tarnished or changed or something's wrong? To me, it raises an eyebrow.
Definitely. Love your theory. And well, you're okay too. Love Dave and all he's done, except for that one show of his Star Wars Resistance. He was like barely involved with that from what I understand. Bald Angry Josh for the win. Oh, hell yeah, man.
Okay, put the link in your new Ahsoka images tweet. Oh, cool. Okay, I'll check it out, man. What 5 superpowers would you all have, and who wins?
What?
I
I'd
don't know,
say
man, that seems like a-
teleportation. Teleportation, super strength, regeneration, telekinesis, and telepathy. Bam! Got it.
Ability to fly, ability to heal, invulnerability, invincibility, ability to manipulate matter.
Damn. Sounds pretty good. I am back. Who has more Riz in his heyday? Annie with Palpatine or Obi with... Dude, Obi, it's not even close. Anakin didn't have no Riz, bro. Anakin's like, I don't think the system works. Anakin's like, the trope of like the bimbo, the like very like airheady, dumb, but super hot chick. That's Anakin.
In the new TF movie, they fly now movie. What's TF?
I don't know what that is.
Chat. Any chance Lux Bonteri could cross paths with Ahsoka again? Just watched that arc on Clone Wars last weekend again and realized he's still around. Oh, that's the dude she had the hots for, right?
Yeah, I think so. But didn't he end up being bad news or something?
I think so. Oh, Transformers.
Oh, Transformers. I watched that movie. It was okay. What if they just replaced Mara Jade and Luke from Heir of the Empire with Sabine and Ezra? Make the Inquisitors is actually Ezra clone.
Really cool.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think so. I don't think they're doing that.
Cool.
So.
I don't care about Sabine and Ezra all that much, to be honest. Who's the George Lucas canon Sith? The strongest George Lucas canon Sith? Palpatine.
Yeah, probably Sidious, yeah.
The hut scene. I love... Oh, go for it.
I love the discussion between Vitiate Valkorion and Tenebra, the Sith Lord of many faces, the only Sith Lord that Sidious feared to go face to face.
How do you know he feared him?
Yeah, well, books that in.
No. Treya versus Palps, Papa Palps, or Nihilus versus Palps. Dude, I still think Palps wins. He's just like, even if someone's more powerful than him, which is extremely difficult, rare, he's so smart and patient. Like it's very hard to beat him. He beat Yoda. Like, come on. Yoda's like 900, and he's like, well, 850 at that time. But then, and Sidious is like, he's like what, 60 at the time? 70? So, well, it's the end of the soupies. Chat. We had a great time chilling with y'all tonight in a 3-hour stream. We hope you enjoyed it. We're sorry we were late. That was my fault. Ezra's goated theory. Hop on the hype train.
Yeah, dude, he is goated. Hop on the hype train.
Ezra, oh my god, Ezra.
He's so cool.
Ezra, yeah.
Hey, wait.
No, he's back. Nice. Just in time to sign off.
Ezra is goated theory. Hop on the hype train. Let him know. Theory makes that stupid face whenever Josh disagree with him and he thinks no one noticed. What the fuck are you talking about? Come on, Matthew. Look, I like you, Matthew, but what are you even talking about, bro?
I don't know.
Every
Matthew
time
likes to make stuff up.
Matthew
himself and
makes a
project.
comment like that, this is the face I make.
Yeah, not allowed to make faces anymore, guys. Sorry, I'm making faces. Oh,
I don't think the system works.
well, chat, we love you. We hope you had a good time.
Don't make me kill you.
Remember to eat your veggies, listen to your mom most of the time, and probably see you guys on Theory Talks tonight. Subscribe to Josh's Warhammer channel.
And also, Red Bar, I hope you had a good time watching the show. We're pretty funny, aren't we?
Yeah, man, enjoy. Hope we made you some money.
Ah, Mando! They all hate you, Mando. Mando, only you, Mando.